The Matsu Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. This is Saturday Night Baseball. This is Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Trey Becker, joined by Howie Boxley as we get set for another edition of Miners Baseball. And Howie, the Miners get back in the win column last night at Chugiak, a 15-5 Mercy Rule win, their second of the season.
An offensive explosion, Trey, that started with a 3-run bomb by Blake Avila here in the second inning. That put the Miners on top 6-2. They would keep it rolling all game long. 16 hits for the Matsu Miners in this one, including a pair of triples by Carter Young. You see this one here as the Miners offense just continued to roll. They run-ruled the Chugiak Chinooks 15-5 after just scoring 6 times in the previous 3 games.
Yeah, Ben Ali, the hometown kid, getting a strikeout to end the game as well. Really cool story in that one. And the Miners tonight get set for the Oilers, their second matchup of the season. We're going to have keys for the game, lineups, and much more coming your way after this. The Peninsula Oilers and the Matsu Miners coming up next. Matsu Miners Baseball is brought to you by Napa Auto Parts, Alaska Airlines, and State Farm of Palmer. Trey Becker and Howie Boxley set to get started tonight as Andrew Tillery, the North Carolina State Wolfpack, will be the starting pitcher tonight. Howie, just the second time we get to see this Peninsula Oilers team in town, as gray skies in the air. Hope that this rain will hold off for us tonight. But fun baseball ahead as Andrew Tillery will toe the mound. Trey Becker, the shortstop for Peninsula, will stand in, and we are underway. A fastball is in there, called strike to get us started tonight. The official start time of this game, 7:01 p.m., as we were serenaded by a lovely violinist show for the national anthem tonight, courtesy of the Rose family. The 0-1 now. Another fastball, that one popping the mitt of Brandon Heidel, a called strike, and it is now 0-2 on the leadoff hitter Becker.
The national anthem was just brilliant. As Trey mentioned, Nathan Rose's parents, world-renowned violinist, one of the best national anthems I've ever heard.
Oh, certainly so. And the 0-2, that is a fastball, and Trey Becker is frozen to start this game. 3 in a row and 3 strikes. That is out number 1. Andrew Tillery, we knew was going to be one of the most explosive pitchers on this team. Howie, that was electric.
That really was, Trey, as we've seen Tillery one time this year. That was 5 days ago when he pitched against these Oilers. Pitched the final 3 innings of that game. 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. An excellent outing for Andrew Tillery.
Trying to have another one tonight. Shun Sakino is going to step in for his first at-bat, as he will take a fastball away. Sakino, the second baseman tonight.
Tillery stands in 6'3", 220 pounds. The oldest player on the Miners team, 23 years young, with a birth date of 11/11/98.
Now 1-0 is going to miss high and away. It'll make it 2-0 now. The Miners tonight wearing their home white uniforms, white pants. They have the stirrups on, the green socks, green hat with the yellow bill. Their opponents, black tops, gray pants, and red caps on the road. 2-0, called strike.
For Tillery, it's a fastball that sits 89-91, a lot of life on it. Curveball, slider, changeup. The arsenal for Tillery, originally from Midland, Georgia, where he went to Glenwood High School on the Alabama-Georgia border.
2-1, Sakino's going to watch it. Another fastball misses high and away. Now 3-1 the count.
Part of the Wolfpack of NC State. Only had 1 appearance on the mound this year. But he's a good pitcher, pitching like it so far this year.
The 3-1, Sakino tries it. He's going to foul it into the net. That'll run it full now, 3-2 on the lefty.
Sakino, 5 for 25 to start the year. 4 hits in his last 2 games, though, so he's heating up for the Peninsula Oilers in town for the second time this year.
Now the 3-2 on the way from Tillery. That one's going to miss high. Ball 4. Fastball heavy at bat there for Sakino, and he is the first base runner of the ball game. With 1 out, that'll bring up Noah Hennings, the right fielder.
And Trey, how about this dominance from the Miners on the Oilers? Of course, they've won the first game between these two teams this year. They went 9-1 last year, 5-0 at Herman Brothers. The last time the Peninsula Oilers won a game in Palmer, Alaska, June 13, 2018. 16 wins in a row for Matsu. An incredible streak of games against the Oilers.
Certainly the trend. Looking to continue tonight here in Matsu. As the first pitch to Hennings, a curveball. That one is going to miss. Just barely there, maybe on the inside corner. And it's 1-0.
And you really wonder with a streak like that. Of course, Tyler LeBrun, head coach of the Miners, he's been here for multiple years now. He's been part of that. How much that comes into play?
1-0, a fastball is going to miss away. Now 2-0. Tillery, electric stuff to start tonight. Struggling to locate, though, in these two batters. Sakino, the base runner, now Hennings. As we see the Oilers go righty, lefty, righty at the top of this order. 2 middle infielders lead them off. First outfielder at bat as a pickoff attempt. The first baseman, Sorelli, is going to trip over the base runner, Sakino, who slides in safely. I'm not quite sure, Howie. I think that, to an extent, the coaches, at least, the front office, thinks about it. As 2-0, Sakino fakes a steal. That one's going to miss high. 3-0, and well, we have a second, Howie. Let's take the chance to look at the starting lineup tonight for the visiting Oilers.
Yeah, let's do it, Trey. Noah Hennings batting right now. Dalton Bowling cleaning up for the Oilers. Casey Burnham, Jerry Nix, and Jake Brown at the bottom of the order for Peninsula.
As that 3-0 is another fastball. That one's in there for the strike. Now 3-1 on Hennings. His Kenai team in the midst of quite a stretch now. 8 games in a row. As they travel north to take on the Miners tonight. Pickoff attempt again. Runner is back.
Yeah, for Peninsula. This is their 9th game in 8 days. They play 11 in 10 days. Just such an odd schedule for Peninsula because they're 4 hours away from everyone else with 5 teams in the league.
Tillery from the stretch. The 3-1 swung on, fouled out a play. And for the second batter in this game, we'll see a full count.
And like we've seen with some of the other teams in the league, they are short on arms as well. A number of injuries are really hampering them. 5-6 guys with injuries. And by the count of our broadcast partner, who calls games for the Oilers, only 3 pitchers available in this one.
Really nice move by Tillery there at first base. But Sakino sniffs it out. He is back in time.
One of the players available to pitch, starting at third base, Jacob Shaver, a 2-way player. So thin for the Oilers, and we'll see if that factors in tonight's Saturday night contest on Alaska Club Day.
As the 3-2, Sakino heads to second, and he'll have to head back as that one is fouled out of play. We will do the 3-2 again. Some laughs for the sound effects tonight. Got our boy Mikey back over on the PA mic, and want to take the chance to thank everybody that makes this happen. Those working the concessions, Howie, our host mom, Cheryl Combs, in the beer shack tonight, doing a lovely job down there.
As always.
Tillery, already a strikeout in this game, a walk allowed as well, and now another 3-2, but we'll have to wait. As the pickoff attempt over to Sakino.
No, truly it is a team effort for summer baseball to come together, and the host family's a significant part of that. Of course, we think ours, and the players think theirs.
3-2, runner goes again. This one's fouled out of play.
I mean, this is frankly almost not possible without families that are so gracious to allow players, broadcasters, interns into their home to stay for the summer.
It's really not possible without them. And, you know, that's what makes this league so cool, Howie. It's truly the full experience. In the Cape, players have to provide their own housing at times, and things are just a little different. Sakino heads again, and another foul ball.
Sakino might run out of gas here early. He might ask for a pinch runner in the first inning. as he's took off 3 times now, and Noah Hennings is putting up a fight. He's 5 for his first 11 in an Oilers uniform, and battling well here in the first inning.
Yeah, quite the battle between Andrew Tillery and the right fielder Noah Hennings. Not making the best of friends with his teammate Shun Sakaino in this at-bat, as 3 foul balls have gunned down 3 steal attempts by the base runner. Another pickoff attempt will keep him close. Now the 3-2 again. And Sakaino goes again. This one hammered left center field. It's a long run for Triolo. He gives way to Carter Young, who makes the catch for out number 2. And just like that, Sakaino, another steal attempt. And he will have to head back again. That'll leave a runner on first base. Now 2 outs here in the first for Dalton Bowling, the power-hitting first baseman.
Bowling out of San Jose State University, where he hit over 300 this year. 34 runs, 44 knocked in, 11 doubles, 9 long balls for Dalton Bowling. Excellent numbers for him.
How about Trey Triolo, Howie? The amount of ground he just covered to get into center field there, all the way from left. You love the hustle on this team. First pitch, a curveball misses away. Let us know where you're watching from tonight, as we just had the chance to meet the Rolka family in from Pennsylvania. We want to know where you are tuning in from. We've had viewers in Australia, San Fran, Texas, all over the place this last week. It has been a pleasure getting to communicate with you guys through the chat, and we want to see you again here tonight, so be sure to get in there and hit the like button while you're with us, as that fastball is going to miss high now. 2-0 the count.
Great opportunity to meet Nate Rolka's mom, and just love to hear that people were able to watch the broadcast and see their sons play.
This one is swung on and missed. Powerful fastball from Tillery. First strike of the at-bat, now 2-1 the count on Bowling.
Even from all the way around the world, like you said, Australia, where it's the afternoon. You never know who's listening. And, of course, we thank each and every one of you.
And I was delighted to hear that your joke went over so well, as a pickoff attempt at Sakaino. Howie, of course, made a joke about Nate Rolka's high school. I think it was Lackawanna High School, West Lackawanna.
Yeah, Lackawanna Trail High School, I think it is.
No lack of want to there in Pennsylvania. Now the 2-1 from Tillery. Runner goes. Has the throw down to second, a good one. And it is not enough to extinguish the Oilers here in the first. A clean slide from Sakaino. He has a stolen base, and that will put a runner in scoring position for Dalton Bowling, who faces a 2-2 count.
Oilers were 0 for their last 4 in stolen base attempts until that swipe by Shun Sakaino, who got an excellent jump and still almost got thrown out by Brandon Heidel, who just has a cannon from behind the plate. I thought he had no chance to get Sakaino, but he almost did, as the ball beat him. Tag just applied late.
And now the count is going to be 3-1 on Dalton Bowling. Tillery looks back the runner, now delivers. And that is ball 4. A fastball misses high. That'll put runners on first and second now, as we are joined by Carney Bowling out of Fremont, California. The mom of Dalton, as he picks up the walk. With 2 outs still, we'll get the chance to see Willie Schwarwick, the designated hitter tonight. Catcher his last time around. And we have the Steele family as well from St. Peters, Missouri. Yes, go Miners. First and second, 2 away. The first pitch to Schwarwick. Swing and a miss. Fastball in.
Tillery's fastball just gets up on hitters rather quickly. Probably a rather high spin rate on it, as it's deceptively quick.
The 0-1 is low. I'm leaving it up at 1-1.
By the way, for those of you wondering, when the average spin rate is ramped up, the ball appears to stay up longer and drop less than a hitter is used to, causing them to swing under it.
Tillery taking his time. Now the 1-1, a curveball is called strike 2. Catches the outside corner. Late break there for Tillery in a really nice pitch to send him to the 1-2 count now. 2 outs. Runners on first and second as Andrew Tillery tries to have a scoreless first inning for the Miners. Inside, leaving it up at 2-2. Really excited to see Tillery in his first start tonight. Thought he was great out of the bullpen, but this is a guy that I think will make starts for NC State potentially next season.
The Miners are really excited to see him get the ball on the mound. James Dillard, the pitching coach, excited to see 60, 70 pitches out of him and what he can do in a starting role.
2-2. Swung on and hit through the 6-hole past Josh Pano into left field. Sakino's going to get the wave around third. He is going to come in to score and a 2-out base hit. We'll give the Oilers a 1-0 lead here in the first. These 2-out rallies, Howie, we're seeing them all over the place.
RBI knock for Willie Schwarrick right there. And the
And
Oilers strike first. They interplay 3-5 on the year. This is their 9th game of 11 that they will play on their first road trip. They'll have one more big road trip, but after these next few games, they'll head home. First home game for Peninsula, Wednesday. They'll be home for about a month. Of course, we'll host all 4 Alaska Baseball League teams.
As the lineup will now turn to Jacob Shaver, the third baseman. Takes the ball to start. Trying to keep the line moving here is Tillery, a quick strikeout of Trey Becker, the leadoff hitter. Allowed a walk to the speedy Shun Sakino. Another walk to Bowling, and a hit to Schwarwick. It is 1-0 as he works here on Jacob. A line drive into the mid of Nick Sorelli over at first base. We'll get the Miners out of here. They allow a run on 1 hit, and we'll come to that for the first time. Coming up next, don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. The Miners come to bat for the first time tonight. It'll be Carter Young leading it off. But before we see that, Howie, take us through tonight's keys to the game.
Attack early in the at-bats, Trey. The Miners are getting behind in counts a little bit too often, and they're watching too many strikes go by, so pitchers like Max Miller can eat them up and pepper the baseballs. It's a cold night. The ball's not going to fly very much at Herman Brothers here in this one. Got to hit line drives. Not very many balls are going to carry out, so hit the ball hard and attack early.
Very well done there, Howie. As the Miners look to get their second winning streak of the season rolling tonight. They had a win yesterday in Chugiak. Another run rule win over the Chinooks. As we saw some more position players on the mound. Maybe the case tonight, as only 3 available pitchers for the Peninsula Oilers.
An offensive explosion last night for the Matsu Miners. Carter Young played a role in it. A couple of triples, 3 runs, 2 RBIs for Carter.
As he will get set to lead it off against Max Miller. the pitcher tonight for Peninsula. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. It'll be 0-1.
We welcome in Tom Triolo of the Triolo family, tuning in from Austin, Texas.
The capital. Cool city. There in the middle of the Lone Star State, as that fastball is going to miss inside on Young. Now 1-1. Has to duck out a bit. That's a great state. Love Texas. As the 1-1 is going to miss high. Got some Texas Staters on the team. Owen Loesch from West Texas originally.
A lot of good baseball players come out of the state of Texas, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 2 major league teams there as well. The 2-1 now. Fastball misses up and in. 3-1. What state do you think produces the most? Sorry to cut you off there, Howie.
Oh, no problem. If I had to just take a guess right off the top of my head, I would say California. But I don't know.
3-1 is going to miss away, and a leadoff walk for Carter Young is a good start for the Miners here in the bottom of the first inning.
I was going to say that this is the problem for Max Miller if he has one walks. He walked 3 straight batters to start the game against the Miners in that game on the 13th, 5 days ago on Monday. 4 walks in the first inning, but he settled in after that. So if he can throw strikes, he's pretty good. Is Max Miller out of Baylor.
There's some Texas for you. Representing Waco. And his fastball is going to miss high to start.
Originally from Carlsbad, California. So both states covered.
Is that still your favorite city name we've seen on the roster this year?
I think so.
1-0 to Casey Sinceri. Misses low now. It's going to be called a strike.
Still wondering, like you said, where's Carl's good?
Carl's okay. Carl's average, maybe? It's a 1-1 count to Casey Sinceri over at third base for the first time tonight. As Young is going to take second base. Throw down is a high one. He is in there with a stolen base. And early here in the first inning, the Miners with a runner in scoring position. Carter Young, another stolen base.
Young picked a perfect pitch to go on right there. It was a curveball that just stayed high. Was able to pick up his 4th stolen base of the year, which leads the team. Top of the lineup, uber productive for the Miners last night. Scored 9 times, the top 3.
As the 2-1 is swung on and skied in the air right side. It's drifting towards the seats, and that is where it will end up.
Top 3 in the lineup, the exact same as yesterday. Sinceri and Young flop spots. Blake Avila holds down the 3-hole.
Sinceri facing a 2-2 count now as Young stands on second base. Miller, not too concerned with him. Going to give him a quick look and now deliver. Curveball is swung on, softly hit into left field. This one's looping, and this one's going to get down. Rolling 10 feet in front of the wall, Carter Young is going to round third base. He will come in to score, and Casey Sinceri, just like that, with the answer here in the first inning. The Miners tie it 1-1.
Sinceri didn't try to do too much with that ball. Just lined it into the left center field gap and was rewarded with an RBI double.
Some flair on the end there from Mikey. Love to hear it. Blake Avila deserves all the credit he's gotten over the last week as he showed up 3-4 games late into the season and made an immediate impact. Already 2 home runs, another one yesterday. As he tries to keep it going, swings at the first pitch, hits it up the middle. Long run for Sakino. He throws across his body and is not in time. An infield single for Blake Avila on the first pitch moves Sinceri to third base, and the Miners in business here. They've tied it at 1, and now have runners on the corners for the power hitter, Nick Sorelli.
Miners keep the lineup rolling. We'll take a look at the rest of it right now. Nick Sorelli digging in, the cleanup hitter. Nathan Rose bats 5th and plays 2nd. Josh Pano, the shortstop, batting 6th. Vergara 7th. Trey Triolo 8th. Brandon Heidel, the catcher, bats 9th.
As the first pitch to Sorelli, swing and a miss. It's like maybe a change up there on the hands.
Arsenal for Miller, 4-seam, 2-seam, curveball, changeup, slider. 5-pitch pitcher.
Pickoff attempt at first. The runner Avila is back, and off the bat, I thought that one was a sure base hit. Nice effort there by Shun Sakino to try to make it a play. Dangerous, though, with the runner already on second base. Now the 0-1 is going to miss high. Fastball there will make it 1-1.
We welcome in Doreen Frake all the way from New Jersey, where it's 35 minutes till midnight. She's the only one who can stay awake in the family. Somebody's got to do it, right?
I love it. 1-1. Fastball misses away now 2-1. We sympathize with our East Coasters. It's already getting late. It's still not midnight quite yet.
Got to stay in to see Daniel Frake come out of the bullpen, right?
See Daniel now. He's in full uniform, ready to go. Always hangs out on this side of the dugout, coaching him up.
A lot of arms ready for the Miners if they need them. They've done a good job as they are now in their third game of a stretch of 8 in a row without an off day.
2-1, swing and a miss again. Sorelli tried to put that one into the Ferris wheel. Instead, it'll make it 2-2.
And Trey, the start of a 5-game homestand. It'll be the longest of the year, where we will welcome every single team in the Alaska Baseball League to Herman Brothers Field.
2-2. Pops it up behind home plate. It will drift away and become a souvenir. We'll do the 2-2 again. It will be a tour of the Alaska Baseball League, and our first doubleheader right around the corner now, too.
Yeah, that'll be on Monday against the Anchorage Bucks. If you'll remember back to the second game of the year, game was called after the 9th inning due to a lack of light, and it was tied at 5. So the Miners and Bucks will pick that one up in the 10th. There'll be a runner placed on second. It'll be hot and heavy action right at the jump, and then we'll play one more 7-inning game right after that.
It's a 2-2 count now to Nick Sorelli. Swings at this one, taps it to the right side. Miller, the pitcher, running to first. He gets the flip from his first baseman, Dalton Bowling, and the out is recorded there. We'll call it a sacrifice from Nick Sorelli. A ground ball out, moves runners to second and third. Still
second baseman,
just one away.
From Shaker Heights, Ohio, Nathan Rose.
As Nathan Rose will come to bat now for the first time tonight. He has 2 ducks on the pond and in prime position, 190 feet away. As the Miners would need just a sac fly, ground ball to the right side of the infield to take their first lead in this game. Nathan Rose trying to keep his hot streak going tonight. The first pitch from Miller.
My jaw is still on the floor from his parents' performance. The national anthem, world-renowned violinist, and let me tell you folks, I don't think that's an understatement.
No. Brilliant job getting us started tonight. Let's see if their son can deliver now. The 1-0. Swings at this one, pops it up. Right side, Bowling in foul territory. Drifting to his left, he's going to make the catch. As that is his second out of the inning now, the Miners will send Josh Pano to bat. As they try to take the lead here.
For your shortstop, number 12, all the way from Temecula, California, Josh Pano.
These are the opportunities that the Miners really need to take advantage of. Runner on third, nobody out. Casey Sunseri still sits there with 2 outs as we see a meeting on the mound between Max Miller and Jerry Nix. Very brief.
Getting the signs updated here. Big at bat early in this game, as it was the Peninsula Oilers taking a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. The Miners have answered here with 2 hits and a run of their own. And 2 more in prime position. The first pitch to Pano. Fastball misses high. 1-0.
Josh Pano, like everybody else yesterday, excellent game. 3 for 5, scored twice. Leads the team in doubles with 5 of them. Comes in batting .371, 13 for his first 35.
As the 1-0, curveball is going to miss low. I believe we saw Max Miller walk in a run in the first inning of Monday's game. Seen quite a few walked in this season. I might be getting caught up here and mistaking him for someone else, as the 1-1 is going to miss inside now. 2-1. A nice block up there from Jerry Nix.
Yeah, he certainly got close as he walked the first 3 of the game. Avila came home on a wild pitch and Siri on a ground out. A 4th walk to Lancey in the inning. So he was wild in the first inning. Technically didn't walk anybody in.
Here's the 2-1. Swings at it. Hits it out of play. And that'll make it 2-2 now on the shortstop, Peno.
Love to see our friend Mark tuning in, our IT guy, as well as Blake Avila's dad, Tim.
Tim Avila from Yuma, Arizona. As the 2-2 is in the dirt. Curveball there will make it 3-2 now. Been a pleasure getting to know Blake these last couple weeks. It's a full count for Josh Pano. Runners on second and third, 2 outs. And the pitch. Swings at it, skies it in the air. Right side, drifting towards the seats, and another foul ball will reach them, as we'll do the 3-2 again. Josh Pano. And looking to give the Miners their first lead of the night. The first pitch. Fouls it off into the mitt, and it'll be 0-1. Max Miller having to grind through this first inning. Now at 30 minutes long.
So interesting to watch these Power 5 pitchers. They don't get very many opportunities, but you know they have good stuff. Try to work through some kinks throughout the summer.
0-1 in the dirt. This one skips away from Nix. Here comes the runner. Sinceri. An awkward slide. Not really no attempt at it. And out number 3 as the throw is in time. Max Miller spiking the baseball as he keeps this game tied at 1 apiece. When we return, it'll be time for the second inning. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines.
A friendly reminder.
Speeding on the road does not save much time. Traveling at 55 miles per hour versus 45 miles per hour for a 10-mile trip only saves about 2.5 minutes of travel time. The reward is not worth the cost. Stop speeding before it stops you. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office. As we get started now in the second inning, 1-1 your score, the Miners answer with a run in the bottom of the first. Andrew Tillery will continue in his work now as the count will go to 1-1 on Casey Burnham, the center fielder. Some drama in that first inning as Casey Sinceri gunned down, trying to take home on the wild pitch, keeping this game all tied up. As that one's a called strike. Now 1-2 will go the count.
I think if Sinceri could do that back, he would have slid at home plate. First, the 1-2 pitch.
Tillery from the windup. Fouled away.
As it was really awkward, and Sinceri was there first, but he made an awkward sidestepped attempt and tried to touch home plate. And I honestly think that his lack of, don't want to call it lack of effort, but his lack of a slide might have cost him the out call by Connor Lindsay.
1-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did, as he is ruled out. Tillery with his second strikeout of the game to lead it off here in the top of the second. Now 1 away.
It's the first time that we've seen an umpires. We're back to our 2 umpire crew. Lindsay at the plate, Levante Palmer in the field. Of course, he was at first base. That's the first time we've seen a first base umpire ring up a left-handed hitter on a check swing attempt, which is pretty awkward.
Yeah, it's a tough angle. It's really a difficult decision. But he makes it. And now 1 away for Jerry Nix, the hero of the bottom of the first inning. He threw out Casey Sinceri, trying to take home, as he will take a ball to start it. The 1-0 now from the windup. Fouls it away. This game just happens so fast, Howie, and the decision-making has to as well. Casey Sinceri just a little bit caught up there, I think, in no man's land. 1-1, curveball, and a beautiful one. It drops in for strike 2.
With all of the territory behind home plate, he probably thought that he would have been in safely rather easily. But when the play was close, he didn't know what to do.
As that one's going to miss high. Fastball there. We'll even it up again. Skipped in by Heidel on the way back, but no worries, nobody on. Andrew Tillery, part of the Wolfpack at NC State, as he loses the baseball there, but like you said, Howie, really, really good stuff here.
Yeah, I think somebody must have buttered up this baseball, as Tillery and Heidel having problems holding on to it.
The 2-2, curveball away. It'll be 3-2 now. That's the opposite of what many are being accused for at the major league level, so good on the minors. The full count pitch. Just got a piece of it to stay alive, and we'll do it again.
It's a cloudy day in Palmer, Alaska. Haven't seen the sun yet. Luckily, the raindrops holding off for now. We hope it stays that way. Low 60s.
As that one is going to miss upstairs. Ball 4 as Jerry Nix draws the walk now. Runner on first base with 1 out.
Up next, Jake Brown.
Pioneer Peak masked behind the low-hanging clouds out in left. Part of the Chugach Mountain Range.
And how about that, Howie? We see a strikeout and a walk follow each other to start both the first and the second inning now.
Just a little bit of inconsistency from Andrew Tillery early in this game.
The 9-hole hitter Jake Brown will step in now. First pitch, a fastball in there for strike 1. Gives a look to Nix at first, now delivers. That one fouled high in the air and out of play, as it'll send Brown down 0-2. Yeah, the weather here, unpredictable at times, Howie. Haven't experienced temperatures too cold. I know maybe yesterday. I got a bit carried away looking back on it. Yes, it was upper 50s, low 60s. That's not very cold, I know, but it felt like it to me, as that one is swung on and driven in the air to center field. Carter Young will camp under it. About 10 steps in front of the warning track. He secures it for out number 2. That ball hit well, but just too high in the air. And now back to the top of the lineup, Trey Becker will step in for his second at bat of the night.
I'm just glad we haven't had to deal with one of the patented earthquakes up here in Alaska just yet. Knock on wood.
I was going to
after
say,
that comment.
I mean, we've jinxed quite a few things already this season. I would hope that's not one of them.
Rain out, dark out, hopefully no earthquake outs.
Yes. Tillery now the first pitch to Becker. Curveball. Thought about it. He's going to lay off as it is in the dirt. And it is ball one. Well, we're used to tornadoes, natural disasters of those kinds, but the earthquake, certainly unique. Something I hope we don't experience as the runner takes off for second base. This one popped in the air, right side. Foul ground. It's going to drop in. But the run quite long there for Alex Vergara. Not able to get it. That'll make it 1-1. And the volcanoes, too, Howie. I mean, this is a tectonic hotspot.
The Ring of Fire, they call it.
Yes. Time is called now, and I think we're going to exchange baseballs. That might have been the slippery culprit. Now the 1-1. Fastball misses high and out. It'll be 2-1 on Becker. Andrew Tillery just allowed one hit to this point. 3 walks in the game as he picks off over at Jerry Nix. Runner is back. 2 strikeouts to this point as well. 1 run given up. Now the 2-1. Waves at it, fouls it out of play. Again, it'll be 2-2 on the shortstop Becker.
Becker 10 for his first 32 to start the Alaska Baseball League year. If you count a strikeout in the first inning.
The 2-2 now. Runner breaks for second. Throw down from Heidel. A good one. And that will end the inning. Brandon Heidel, a cannon yet again. As the Miners get out of here, no runs allowed. 1 hit as they gun down the base runner to end the inning. They will come to bat in the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Max Miller will try to keep the Miners off the board here in the bottom of the second inning. Your score 1-1. This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. As Howie, the Miners, a hot start to the season. They lost 2 in a row, but they bounced back and got a win. Where does that put them in the standings?
Well, the Miners have won 7 of their first 9 games. Glacier Pilots hot on their heels. They won another game last night against these Peninsula Oilers by a final score of 10-2. They are a game and a half out. Oilers 3.5 out. The Chinooks kick it up the rear. 3-6, 4 games off the pace.
Alex Vergara came to bat in the bottom of the second, but a runner was thrown out at the plate, so he will resume his at-bat. The count, though, is wiped as Miller delivers a fastball. That one misses inside. From the windup, the 1-0. Fouled off.
Top 4 teams in the Alaska Baseball League make the playoffs. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. In a best 2 out of 3 format, where the higher seed will get all 3 home games if 3 are necessary. 3 were never necessary in last year's playoffs. Glacier Pilots swept the Miners. Bucks swept the Chinooks. And then the Glacier Pilots swept the Bucks in the championship series.
The 1-1. Swung on, popped up. Right side. It's going to be a long run for Noah, as Hennings will make the catch. Somehow has enough room there by the Miners bullpen. About 30 steps over to his left. That's out number 1.
Number 18, left field, Trey Triolo.
Trey Triolo back into tonight's lineup. See him get another start in left field. The red batting gloves.
Still looking for his first hit in a Miners uniform. No time like the present.
The windup now from Miller. First pitch is a fastball that misses up and out. You 1-0. 2 lefties in a row here to start it in the bottom of the second inning. As the windup and the pitch. Swung on, chopped. Left side. It's going to be the shortstop Becker with it. High throw is in time, and that is out number 2. Well played there is the third baseman Jacob Shaver. Looked like he almost stole that one away from his shortstop, but instead gives it up, and Becker will retire Triolo for out number 2. That sends us to Brandon Heidel, the 9-hole hitter tonight.
Might be seeing something similar from Max Miller here that we did 5 days ago on Monday, where he really struggled early on to throw strikes, but settled in nicely and almost got his team through 4 innings after being wild early on.
His first pitch to Heidel is going to miss up and in. That'll make it 1-0. Sometimes Howie just takes a few innings. You got to get adjusted, got to get settled in.
So interesting to see those pitchers, even at the highest level, that just struggle in the first inning. Something about it for some of them.
As that 1-0 is going to miss away now, 2-0 the count. Another fastball there. Can be nerves. Sometimes it's physical. Need to get it stretched out a little bit. The 1-0.
I think
2-0 rather. I'm getting burned here, Howie. Another fastball misses away. 3-0 the count.
I think for some pitchers that have constant struggles with it, it can just become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You just expect to be bad early, so you are.
As that one's going to miss away, we saw 3 of the same pitch in a row, and a 4-pitch walk for Brandon Heidel will get us a base runner here with 2 away. Back to the top of the order now, Carter Young. Walked in his first at bat. Try to get on base again here.
He's done a really good job getting on base for the Miners, hence why he's finding himself at the top of the lineup once more. Came around to score on the Casey Sinceri double. He's double digits in runs now for the Miners. Second Miner to that mark, just behind Josh Pano, who also has scored 10 times.
Speed kills. First pitch, up and in, almost hit him. And that will call for a meeting between the catcher Jerry Nix as he runs out there.
Might have spoke too soon on Max Miller. who was doing an excellent job. Looked like he was going to get out of the second inning with no problems, but 5 straight misses. And a chance for the Miners here with 2 outs.
Be big to cash in these early runs. So Miners stranded the bases loaded. In the first inning, here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. A big cut there by Carter Young. Up in the count. Takes a chance on it. That'll even it up now 1-1. Brandon Heidel leads off of first base. The pitch. Low and in. 2-1 now on Carter Young. From the stretch, here's Miller. Fastball misses high and away. 3-1 and a hitter's count here for Carter Young. And if you're the Miners, got to find a way to keep this pitching going. We've seen brilliant efforts of late from a lot of different guys. Saw Ben Alley even get his turn last night. Already a solid start to this point for Andrew Tillery. His pitch is low, and that is ball 4. Back-to-back walks. Here with 2 outs for the Miners. We'll put a runner in scoring position for Casey Sinceri. Trying to redeem himself from that first inning gun down.
2 walks in each of the first 2 frames for Max Miller. As he struggles to command the zone early on, that's not what Larry McCann and company in the third base dugout want, with only 3 available arms off the bench and a couple more games to play here before they take the trip back down to Kenai.
As the first pitch to Sinceri, didn't even think about it. Leans away. Fastball. Another one up and in. Another 1-0 count.
The Oilers will welcome the Anchorage Glacier Pilots on Wednesday and the start of a 5-game series. They'll be home for an entire month to welcome in the Glacier Pilots, the Bucks, the Miners, and the Chinooks.
1-0 now. As I think Sinceri might have been given a sign to take until he got a strike. Doesn't even think about it. Right down the middle. Strike 1. Now 1-1 the count. Saw a lifeless bat on the shoulders there. It's active now as Miller delivers the 1-1. Now one's low. 2-1. Take the base runners any way you can get them. As the red-hot Blake Avila stands on deck. Now from the stretch, here's the 2-1. Low again. 3-1. As Miller struggles. Shows his frustrations there coming off the mound. Big time shout outs to the Boxley family. I know they're watching tonight as well. Supporting Howie here. Howie G Mama. As displayed on YouTube. I know she's hoping to watch the Miners take their first lead of the night. A 3-1 count now for Casey Sinceri with runners on first and second. The pitch is called strike 2.
It'll be a head start for Heidel and Young here with a full count and 2 outs.
A full count for Sinceri. Here's the pitch. Runners go. Swings at this one. Chops it to second base. Sakino with it. On to first. In time for out number 3. The Miners threaten with 2 outs, but they strand 2 base runners. As we go to the second inning, third inning, tied 1-1. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. This is Matsu Miners Baseball presented to you by Alaska Airlines. We start the third inning now. As we thank you for joining us tonight on YouTube. It'll be Trey Becker, the shortstop. The leadoff hitter, stepping in for his second at-bat of the night. Andrew Tillery, in his third inning of work, will get us started from the windup. Curveball called strike. Really nice pitch there.
Becker was in there when Jerry Nix was caught stealing by Brandon Heidel to end the second inning.
How about that? Caught stealing after he throws somebody out trying to steal. Is at 0-1 is swung on a miss. Now 0-2.
I was talking to our broadcast colleague Jonah White, who does a great job calling the games for the Oilers and exchanging notes for the game. And I said, oh, yeah, Brandon Heidel pretty good at throwing guys out.
Not too shabby. As that one skips in the dirt, it'll be 1-2.
Just not only his accuracy and how many base runners he does throw out, which hovers at or above 50% at the moment, but the way in which he does it. Don't think I've ever seen a catcher do it. It's like it's all arm. He never comes out of the crouch. His pop time is unbelievable.
The 1-2 now. Another curveball misses away. 2-2.
And Trey, pop is supposed to mean pop up. How long does it take you to pop up and throw from your crouch? But he never pops up. He just throws it.
It takes me a while to pop up from anything at this point. But for Heidel, no. No pop-up necessary. Has a swing and a miss and a strikeout for out number 1 here in the third inning.
Number 1, Shun.
No call necessary from the home plate umpire. And Shun Sakaino will step in now, the lefty in his second at-bat of the night. We saw him come up in the first, drew a walk, represented the first base runner of this game. Now looking to get it going here in the third. Tillery from the windup. Fastball. Misses high and away. The 1-0 is going to catch the inside corner. Now 1-1. Let's kind of speculate the strategy tonight. Going to be interesting to see who the first bullpen move is. Still no action for either side. As the 1-1, curveball misses away. 2-1.
Oilers a little bit easier to figure out than the Miners. If nothing else, you can just blind guess and have a 1-3. The Miners have a full bullpen tonight. All arms available.
As the 2-1 is swung on and missed.
Aside from maybe C.J. Hood, who's scheduled to start tomorrow's game, which will be at 4 o'clock, Alaska Daylight Time, right back here on YouTube. So a little bit earlier for our friends on the East Coast, 8 o'clock Eastern, the start time for tomorrow's matchup with the Chinooks.
As the 1-2, Sakaino just gets a piece of it to stay alive. We really probably have a 50-50 chance if you're guessing who's coming out of the bullpen. Just 3 active pitchers tonight, right? Including Miller?
It'll be 4 if you count Miller.
Including, okay.
Jacob Shaver, the third baseman, also available to pitch as a two-way player.
We see about 5 to 10 guys sitting in the bullpen, so who knows what's going to happen in this one. Sakaino flares it out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. A 2-strike battle. And a base runner here for the Oilers in the third inning.
Number 24, Noah Hennings.
Noah Hennings now. The right fielder had a nice catch in the bottom of the second inning. He'll bat with a runner on first base and 1 out. Had a fly out of his own in the first.
Noah Hennings in his first game since Tuesday.
As the first pitch is swung on, Scott in the air to center field again. Carter, a long run in on this one, and it will fall into the Bermuda Triangle. That one drops in for a base hit. Wasn't hit high enough, wasn't hit long enough, and it reaches outfield grass. No man's land, as they call it, Howie. Now 2 base runners with just 1 out.
Hennings deserved that, Trey. In his first game since Tuesday, he was hit in the head with a pitch on Sunday, sat Monday's game, came back into action on Tuesday, tried to steal a base, and he got kneed in the head.
Oh, my goodness.
So he's missed every game since Tuesday, and we hope he's all right. under a bit of concussion protocol, and like I said, deserved that blue pit for sure.
What a week. Hope you're feeling all right there, Noah Hennings.
Protect the noggin, Noah.
As that'll bring up Dalton Bowling for his second at-bat of the night. Curveball is going to miss low and away. Now 1-0 the count. Bowling, another walk recipient in the first inning. He bats with a runner in scoring position.
Hails from Fremont, California, where he went to JFK High School.
As the 1-0, fastball is in there for strike one.
Second year playing summer baseball in 2021, Expedition League with the Cerise Valley Sabre Dogs, where he hit .272.
The Sabre Dogs.
10 doubles, 3 home runs for Bowling, the cleanup hitter for Peninsula.
Tillery trying to add a strikeout to his 2022 numbers. As that fastball is low, it'll make it 2-1. Everything even on the scoreboard to this point. 2 hits apiece, a run apiece. But the Oilers have 2 on here with 1 out. And now the 2-1, swing and a miss. Fastball was away. As that one pulls the string on Bowling. And now a 2-2 count for the first baseman.
Tillery trying to keep everything away from the big right-handed hitter, Dalton Bowling.
He looks back. The runner is now set to deliver his 2-2. That one is called strike 3. Bowling knew it. The fastball freezes him on the outside corner, and a big second out here for the Miners in the top of the third inning.
Designated hitter, number 25, Willie Schwartz.
4 strikeouts now for Tillery. Matches what he had in 3 innings of relief work 5 days ago.
We've seen 2 looking and 2 swinging now. Some walks around it. Tillery, like you said, how he has this stuff. We've seen it this season. We know he didn't get the opportunities he maybe wanted this year at NC State, as he's going to step off. And
like we've talked about numerous times on the broadcast, if you're pitching at a school like NC State, you automatically have the stuff. We know that. Can you locate, though?
first pitch swung on, broken bat. Softly rolled out to short. It's going to be snared by the third baseman, Sinceri. Throw across his body is in time. Some more confusion on the left side of the infield, but it works out yet again as the Miners escape a jam here in the third inning. Andrew Tillery keeps his game tied at 1 apiece. As we head to the bottom of the third inning, don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Max Miller remains on the mound as we start the bottom of the third inning. 1-1 your score. Blake Avila, the designated hitter tonight, will come to bat to start the inning. As Avila really taking this DH role seriously. I've seen him in between each half inning, going out there, taking some cuts, making sure he's ready to go, as the Miners prevent the Oilers from scoring there in the top of the third. Nice effort to this point from Andrew Tillery. Blake Avila, an infield hit in his first at bat. Now the first pitch is going to miss away.
People often ponder, how do you stay warm? How do you stay active as a designated hitter? I think Blake Avila's showing you how. Take some hacks in between each half inning.
Avila, the kind of player you want on your team. 1-0, almost hit him. It's inside ball two. Such a selfless player, Howie. First time we had the chance to talk to him, he told us things at the end of this season at Central Arizona maybe didn't go the way he wanted them to, but that wasn't a problem. He was still there supporting his teammates as they made a run to the championship game, winning that, as this one's popped up. In the infield, the third baseman, Jacob Shaver, is going to come over, catch that ball about 5 feet behind the mound, and it is out number one here in the third.
One of the things that stood out to me in that first night that we got to hang out with Blake Avila on the Palmer Golf Course, we always thank our friends there for allowing us and the rest of the players to play, was chatting to him about the game that had happened just a few hours prior.
As the first pitch to Nick Sorelli in the dirt.
Talking
to
him about a particular play and his decision on whether to dive or not at the baseball. And he took full responsibility and said, you know what, that was a bad decision by me. I cost my team a base.
As the 1-0, another one in the dirt.
And of
make it 2-0.
Of course, this is summer baseball, and everybody's trying to have fun, trying to get better. But just for a player to openly admit that I made a mistake, I cost my team a base, just really shows a lot about Blake Avila's character, I think.
Oh, yeah. 2-0 now. Almost hit Sorelli that time. 3-0. We're seeing Miller miss inside on the lefties, outside to the righties. No, it really is honorable. And a game that it's so easy to think about yourself, to get an ego, especially in a situation like this. You're only around this team for 2.5 months.
And we had a chance to chat with a couple of pitchers before the game, both of them mentioning Blake Avila as a silent leader.
As the 3-0 misses away, Nick Sorelli, the walk machine, draws another. So that'll put a runner on first base now, 1 out for Nathan Rose.
Sorelli finally back in the walk column after not walking in 13 plate appearances. He picks up number 16 on the season.
I was starting to get worried there, how he didn't know what had happened, if he'd been waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Glad to see him back in the walk category. His hitting has gone nowhere, as Nathan Rose is going to take the first pitch, a fastball that skips away from Jerry Nix. Sorelli with ease will take second base, and now runner in scoring position with just 1 out.
That is a ball that Jerry Nix wants back, as it was off the top of his mitt, one he probably should have caught. So a free base for Nick Sorelli.
There was so much foul ground behind home plate. He knew it. It's a guaranteed base. You're almost trying to keep him from grabbing 2 at that point. The 1-0 now to Rose. Another fastball misses high. The 2-0 now. He's going to miss away. The center fielder, Casey Burnham, shaded about 15 feet to his left. Interesting move with the righty Nathan Rose. Now the 3-0. Is called strike 1. Rose took a step over the plate. We'll have to head back. Now a hitter's count for the second baseman. That one is called strike 2. Similar scenario. Was a borderline strike. Rose thought it was a ball. And now after back-to-back close calls, he's ready to hit. A full count. A runner on second base and 1 out here in the third. As that fastball is going to miss high. It is ball 4. Nathan Rose draws a 1-out walk. Now runners on first and second for Josh Pano.
Now batting, shortstop number 12, Josh Pano.
Josh Pano, redshirt freshman, hails from Temecula, California. Attends school at Cal Baptist University, where he hit .247 this year.
From the stretch, the first pitch from Miller. Swings at it and is going to miss. 0-1. The Golden State represented well. Here at Matsu. The 0-1 pokes at it, fouls it out of play. It'll be 0-2 now on Pano. Drew a walk in his first at bat. Back in the first inning.
How about the incentive laid down by Tyler LeBrun in yesterday's game for the offense, which was to score 6 runs and get 8 hits and win the game?
As that 0-2 is going to miss away, now 1-2.
And the entire team rewarded with Raisin Canes this afternoon as they shattered those totals, 15 runs on 16 hits. Tower said, I had to get something to get them motivated, as they had only scored 6 times in their last 3 contests. It worked.
I like it, the positive influence. 1-2, swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout of Josh Pano. Max Miller battles back. That makes it 2 outs now for Alex Vergara.
That was a wicked curveball by Max Miller that went tumbling downward, and Pano had no chance to catch up with that nasty pitch. One of the best we've seen all year.
Yeah, some of the curveballs and sliders in this league are unbelievable. See, some command issues, I think, is an overarching theme amongst starting pitchers, but the curveballs have been ridiculous. Now Vergara will step in with runners on first and second, 2 away. First pitch is high and inside, ball 1. Do you think that's a direct correlation of the age, the average age of a player in this league?
I don't know. It is difficult to say. Command problems persist throughout baseball
As the 1-0 misses inside.
at many different levels. I think some of it probably has to do with there being a lot of young players in this league, but certainly a lifelong struggle for a lot of pitchers to command the zone. Something you have to be able to do, of course.
You want to throw it as hard as you can, but you want to know where it's going. Now the 2-0. Swings at it, hits it hard down the left field line, but a foul ball.
Kyle Watson down there doing his best dance moves. The Miners' third base coach, who is holding his left hand up with his index and thumb finger pinched close together, saying, miss me by that much.
Just telling him he's number 1.
He's asking James Dillard if he has a better dance move if a foul ball is shot towards him, the Miners' first base coach.
2-1 is low and away. That'll make it 3-1. Big time hitters count here for Alex Vergara. He had a fly out back in the second inning.
Black jerseys down the left field line beginning to stir a bit, but nobody up and tossing just yet for the Oilers.
And now the 3-1-2 for Vergara. Is high, ball 4. Another walk in this inning, and that one will load the bases.
7 walks in the game now for Max Miller. He's only allowed 2 hits. Pitch count piling up quickly, though, with all these walks.
As the entire infield is going to come in here. 2 outs, the base is loaded for the Miners in a 1-1 game. If you're just joining us, the bottom of the third. And Trey Triolo, a fun story, a guy that had to get here a bit later than everyone else. through circumstances out of his control, and a guy that is still looking for his first hit as a minor. Big chance now with the bases loaded.
Meeting on the mound with the entire infield, along with a pitching coach, Anthony Mizrahi, who has a few parting words for his catcher, Jerry Nix. Big spot in the game right here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and a prime opportunity for Trey Triolo.
Triolo, a ground out. Back in the second inning. As it's Nick Sorelli, Nathan Rose, and Alex Vergara on the bases. The first pitch to Triolo. Inside, almost hit him. That would have been a run.
You hear somebody from the crowd say, "Get the RBI!" Yeah, you try to stand in and take 90 to the ribs.
And not the most fun thing you can do on a Saturday night. It would have been a run. Instead, it's a 1-0 count. Now the pitch. Fastball is called strike one.
It's just a natural reaction. Hard spherical object coming at you that fast, you got to try to move out of the way.
1-1. Swings at it, softly lines it into left field for a base hit. Sorelli is going to come in to score. Nathan Rose, the wave around third. He is tagged out. But the Miners will take the lead here in the bottom of the third inning. Trey Triolo, his first hit of the summer, is an RBI and a 2-1 lead. We head to the fourth inning. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. We resume action here in the fourth inning as the Miners pick up a run. They take the lead 2-1 now. Andrew Tillery will resume his action as well on the mound for the fourth inning tonight, as I will now turn it over to Howie Boxley to take you through the middle innings of tonight's game.
Thanks so much, Trey. Miners lead it 2-1 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. We've seen a ton of innings end with guys getting thrown out. We've seen a caught stealing end an inning. Just saw right there, Nathan Rose gunned down 7-2 to end the Miners' threat in the third. But they pick up one run on the RBI knock by Trey Triolo, his first hit in a Miners uniform. And Andrew Tillery has his first lead of the game. Set to square off with Jacob Shaver, Casey Burnham, and Jerry Nix here in the fourth. Shaver lined out to Nick Sorelli, the Miners' first baseman, in his first at bat in inning number one. A nice play over there by Sorelli, who leaped up and made the catch. Right-hander Tillery stares down the righty Shaver into his windup. First pitch of the fourth inning. Swing and a miss. Fastball, and Shaver waylaid on that thing for strike one.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Tillery kind of works through these middle innings. He's been through the lineup now almost twice, getting that command a little bit more in check here.
0-1. Off the plate outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. He struck out 4 batters. He's walked 3. Jacob Shaver, University of Richmond, where he's majoring in literacy, learning, and leadership. Originally from Riverton, Utah, where he went to Jordan High School. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right on by again. If I'm Andrew Tillery, why not throw that thing for a 3rd time? Shaver's been nowhere near on the inside fastball.
And we've seen a lot of fastballs tonight from Tillery. You like it as far as mileage goes. Not as much wear on the arm as a curveball or a slider.
1-2 pitch to Shaver. Fastball painted over the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Strikeout number 5 for Andrew Tillery, and out number 1 to start the 4th.
I just love the energy that Brandon Heidel brings. Immediately, as that ball is in his mitt, he knew it, stands up, fires a strike down to third base, just gets this infield energized. In a 10-run game yesterday, giving fist pumps on strikeouts.
Absolutely. Plays the game and has fun doing it. That's what it's about. Casey Burnham, the batter, right on left. And the first pitch. Tried a curveball that time, but couldn't get it snapped all the way around the plate. It misses outside for ball 1. Burnham, one of the 5 strikeout victims, struck out swinging in the 2nd. Tillery with such a smooth, easy delivery. Wind up in the 1-0. Missed outside 2 balls and no strikes now to Casey Burnham.
I think we're starting to notice his pace. Maybe pick up a little bit as well as this game goes on.
Starting to get into a groove. 2-0. Outside corner and a generous strike given by Connor Lindsay. University of Kansas for Casey Burnham, where he hit .263 this year. Originally from Grand Island, Nebraska. All over America's heartland. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right over the outside corner. And Burnham was way late on that. Tons of life on Tillery's fastball. Talked about spin rate a little bit earlier. And it's just truly, in a game where the ball gets on you in seconds, the human brain only has so long to calculate what's going to happen. 2-2. Strike 3 called at the knees. Pretty pitch, Andrew Tillery. 2 up, 2 down here in the 4th. Back-to-back strikeouts.
So fun to watch a pitcher like this get rolling. A guy that you know has elite stuff, starts to use it correctly, starts to locate more, starts to get on a roll, starts to work quicker even, and I think that kind of opens the door to the right kind of pace.
Left-hander playing soft toss down the right field line for the Miners. Looks like Owen Lesh down there. But Tillery's rolling right now. First pitch to Jerry Nix. Swung on and fouled back.
How about that, Howie? 4 looking strikeouts.
Yeah, it's just so hard for these hitters to pick up, as I was mentioning a moment ago, when they're expecting the baseball to do something and it just spins a little bit faster than they're used to. It's just so much more difficult to hit. 0-1 is tipped off the mid of Heidel, and that is the goal for a pitcher, is to be away from the normal spin rate. As back in the day, you would just call it a guy pitches deceptively fast, right? Now we have some statistics to back up what is making this happen. If a guy's spin rate is faster, the ball doesn't drop as much. The batters just can't see it as well. They don't hit it. 0-2. Outside corner. 3 looking strikeouts for Andrew Tillery in the 4th inning. Wow. We're off to the bottom of the 4th. Miners 2, Oilers 1, as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines. Back in the bottom of the 4th inning, new belly itcher for the Peninsula Oilers. It's Mose Hayes taking over for Max Miller, who worked 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, walked 7, struck out 1. This is the workhorse for the Peninsula Oilers. Mose Hayes, he pitched on Wednesday, worked 5 innings, pitched on Sunday, worked 4 innings. So Larry McCann and the third base dugout looking to get a lot of mileage out of Mose Hayes.
Do you think he actually itches his belly?
I don't know, Trey. It's just something people say.
No, it is. It is. It's.
But yeah, I think you're
It's a good
supposed
one.
to, right?
I think you want the other team's pitcher to maybe itch his belly a little bit. Whatever you can do to distract him. Now, it's great to see the Alaska natives on each of these teams get playing time. Mose Hayes out of Yuba College from the state of Alaska. He told us in the van that he just wasn't seeing the ball right. He didn't feel comfortable. He would watch strikes taken.
2-0. Nowhere near 3 balls and no strikes.
When he was watching back the tape, sitting there thinking, what am I doing? These are very hittable pitches. These are strikes. And yesterday, he told us all that went away. He felt comfortable from the jump. He saw the ball well. And he just needed a game like that to get back in sync.
3-0. He will watch that one go by for strike 1. Made Mose Hayes throw a strike, and he did.
Already a walk in this game as well.
He's thrown out a base runner. Almost threw out 2 of them. Close play at second with Sakino in the first inning. 3-1. Chopped in front of the plate. It's going to be fielded by Jerry Nix, and a strike to first for out number 1.
Catcher on catcher crime. But an out.
Back to the top of the order now, and
Number 20,
Carter
your
Young.
center fielder, Carter Young.
Young with a perfect game brewing. Couple of walks. He scored a run. And I like the moxie by Tyler LeBrun to put Young back at the top of the lineup. The average doesn't look all that good, but an excellent game yesterday. 2 triples. He's scoring a lot of runs. He's getting on base a lot. He's stolen 4 bags now. First pitch. Inside corner and a called strike. So throw him back, right back into the fire, into the 1 hole.
Yeah, we see Carter Young succeed really anywhere in the lineup, but he's such a hot bat right now. I think head coach Tyler LeBrun likes to play the hot hand. Does it strategically, isn't just throwing guys all over the place, but got a hot hand right now, and Young, why not use him?
0-1. Breaking pitch that time that stayed high. 1 ball and 1 strike.
He just needed another birthday after celebrating his 22nd earlier in the week.
2 runs on 3 hits for the Miners. 1 run on 3 hits for the Oilers. 1-1. Popped up. Foul territory. Shaver, the third baseman, over to give it a look, but it's into the seats. Strike 2 on Carter. Turned out to be a good night for baseball so far. Haven't seen the sun peek out, which is out for nearly 20 hours a day at this point as we approach the summer solstice. 1-2. Breaking pitch and a beauty. Strike 3 called on Young. 2 up, 2 down for Mose Hayes.
Yeah, we've seen some really nice pitches in this game. How we've seen a lot of walks. You know, at times, I think a lack of control for some guys, but some of the pitches we've seen, some of the strikeouts have been unbelievable. Young, simply the victim there of another one of them.
Casey Sunseri bats now. Doubled home the Miners' first run in the first inning. He's also grounded out to second. 12 for his first 40 at the plate. High average for Casey. Pitch. Outside corner and a called strike. Mose Hayes settling in nicely now. Not your prototypical pitcher look. Stands only at 5'10". Not really a bulky build, but he's throwing strikes right now and locating his off-speed pitches.
And he gets an extra 1.5 feet on the mound at least. Gives him some leverage.
A 1 to Sunseri. That one caught a corner. 0-2. Mose Hayes trying to work a perfect 1-2-3 inning. Two-strike pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Trey Becker has that. His throw is in time to nab Casey Sunseri. The Miners go down 1-2-3 here in the fourth. On to the fifth inning. Miners 2, Oilers 1 as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines. Fifth inning begins at Herman Brothers Field. Miners 2, Oilers 1, and a new pitcher for the Matsu Miners, Owen Lesh, taking over for Andrew Tillery, who finished with a flurry. 7 strikeouts for Tillery. Got 3 men looking in the fourth. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, and 3 walks for Tillery, who gives way to Owen Lesh, the left-hander, who brings his first pitch to Jake Brown. And that is lined on the left field line. That's trouble. That's a fair ball. It's down in the corner. Trey Triolo over to dig that out. Lesh greeted rudely. A leadoff double by Jake Brown to start the fifth.
That's unfortunate. I think sometimes you see guys try to take advantage of a new pitcher. You know he's going to need a second to get adjusted to the game. That one just a little bit too center cut. And the 9-hole hitter, after a frustrating at bat his first time around, has a double.
Number 10.
Lesh making his 4th appearance. That's his 3rd hit that he's allowed. Hasn't given up a run yet. 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, over 9 innings of work. One of 7 Miners pitchers that hasn't given up an earned run. Incredible stat. Trey Becker, the batter, man in scoring position. Jake Brown represents the tying run in this one. First pitch to Becker. That one drops in for a called strike. Trey, Owen Lesh, a guy who really gets summer baseball.
Yeah, no kidding, how we sat down with him today for an interview and just kind of gave us the whole rundown on what it's like to be a player. Took us through those first few days and how you meet the guys. You don't know them. Everybody's acting all serious, acting like the tough guy. And
a 1 pitch to Becker. Shows bunt. Bunts it foul, nothing in 2.
You know, as you get into that first week, guys become goofy. They become silly. They really show you who they are. They open up to you a bit. And, you know, Lesh from day one told us, hey, give me a couple of weeks. I'm going to get to find out who the jokesters are, who the biggest personalities on this team. I'll let you guys know. And I think already he told us today he's kind of knows so many of these guys so quickly. And it's such an odd process, summer baseball, as his 0-1 in now.
0-2 to Becker is fouled away. Yeah, for Lesh, one of the veterans on the team, and really said he takes pride in mentoring the young players as he has spent a number of years in summer collegiate baseball. He knows how this works. He's quickly bonded with Michael Yates. They go to the gym every day. Our friends at Alaska Club on Alaska Club Day from Herman Brothers. 0-2. Swung on and driven down the right field line. That will find its way towards the Miners' bullpen, a foul ball.
Well, one of the funniest things I think he said today was the fact that, and he's been on 6 teams now during his regular season, summer collegiate ball combined. This is his 6th. He said, you meet these guys, you get so close. I mean, they become, you know, lifelong friends, whether that's calling, Facebook, this, that, whatever, but you never see them again after the summer's over.
Truly is one of the wildest, funnest rides that one can take part in. 0-2 pitch. Tried to Snap off the slider that time, but missed. It's a fastball in the mid-80s for Owen. He said that will work its way into the upper 80s as he stretches his arm out. Slider and a change-up. The pitches for Owen Lesh. Becker the batter after the leadoff double. He's fighting behind 0-2. That pitch is low for the first ball. And it's just a 2-month sprint, Trey. You become great friends with so many different players. And then it's back to your schools. For Owen Lesh, it'll be the University of New Mexico. And certainly lifelong relationships, but ones that are hard to keep as well. It's tons of fun for everyone involved. 2-strike pitch to Becker. Swung on. Lifted down the right field line again in foul territory. Vergara gives this one chase, but it's banging around the Miners bullpen. Another foul ball.
I think we need to start doing maybe a little Howie and Trey golf tour with the players. Lesh was next in line today. Ran into him at the golf course. Got to play around with him. And I'm thankful for Owen Lesh for many reasons. But for one, as Michael Yates joined up with us as well. You and Michael were having success. Myself and Owen were able to laugh it all away as we went through the course today.
I don't know if I'd call what I did today success. 2-2 pitch is chopped. That's going to be a tough play if it's a fair ball, but it's not. It rolls foul. Let me tell you something. Owen Lesh and Michael Yates can pound a golf ball, just like Blake Avila.
I was going to say, I mean, his score much better than mine, of course, and most of his shots a lot better as well, but just has fun with it. Really, anything he's doing, he's trying to take this time to relax and just get to experience it all. Alaska is such a unique place. Like you said, originally from Texas, at New Mexico now. Some stark contrast to what he's used to.
Yeah, have fun and work hard as well. Him and Yates up at the Alaska Club early every morning, getting their work in at the gym, splitting wood tomorrow morning apparently.
Becoming lumberjacks.
That sounds like fun, I guess. Long at bat here with Becker. 2-2. Fouled again. Wow. Trey Becker putting up quite the fight right now. He doesn't want to strike out for the third time in this game. Tillery got him twice.
We saw a long battle in yesterday's game at Chugiak. Resulted in a hit for the opponent, so you got to hope Owen has better luck here.
21-year-old from Graham, Texas comes into the set, checks the runner, and brings the 2-2. Swung on and hit hard into center field. Charging it is Young. He'll catch that thing on a line for out number one.
Had a man. Nice positioning there from Carter Young.
So Owen Lesh wins the battle with Trey Becker. And Shun Sakino will be the batter with a man on second, one out.
Yeah, Sakino took advantage of these Miners in both at bats to this point. A walk, a hit in the third. He came around and scored the first run of this game.
First pitch to Shun. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and scampers out of the left-handed batter's box as that fastball was seeking him.
The Oilers' only run to this point.
Manufactured it. Billy Schwark with the RBI knock way back in the first inning. We're in the fifth now as we thank everyone for watching Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube. Howie Boxley alongside Trey Yannity. 1-0. Swung on, grounded out to second. Rose will field that on 2 hops and throw out Sakino. Jake Brown down to third. 2 outs now.
Watch Owen Lesh work. I mean, first pitch of the appearance, he allows a double down the line. Really well-struck ball. Has to bounce back. A long at-bat there with Trey Becker. Wins it. Gets the out. Faces a tough hitter in Shun Sakino. Easy, quiet out. And now just needs one more to wipe any kind of chance of allowing that first earned run.
Tough customer in Noah Hennings. The Oilers' 3-hole hitter. He already has 1 hit in this game. First pitch. Bounces up there and a good block by Heidel, who went to both knees to make sure that ball didn't skip away. Of course, Brown only 90 feet away. Hennings, Colorado State University, Pueblo, where he hit .356 this year, drove in 43. 17 doubles, 4 triples, 4 homers. 6'2", 190-pound right-handed hitter. Will try to deliver to tie the game for the Oilers. 1-0. Fastball letter high, called a ball.
Yeah, Hennings As we mentioned, trying to bounce back from some head trauma this week.
2-0. Heidel tried to steal it. No dice from Connor Lindsay, who's squeezing Owen Lesh right now.
I've seen Lindsay's strike zone really kind of shrink over the last week.
3-0 pitch. That one was nowhere near. A 4-pitch walk to Noah Hennings. Owen Lesh stares in at Connor Lindsay. Not too happy with the results of that at bat. Runners on the corners. 2 outs for Dalton Bowling, the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, it's tough. You're having to battle
Number 22, Dalton Bowling.
with the hitter and the umpire there.
Bowling's walked. He struck out. Hennings takes his lead off first, held on by Sorelli. Brown over at third. First pitch to Dalton. Outside. Lesh has missed with 5 in a row now.
That cotton's starting to swirl around in the air as the wind picks up a bit, blowing out to right center field.
Yeah, it's not snow, folks. It's cotton via the cottonwood trees. There's a lot of that, and there's a lot of mosquitoes in Alaska.
Yes.
For any of you coming up here, 1-0. Swung on and hit straight up. Foul territory. Nick Sorelli over. Says he's got it. He does. Owen Lesh works around the leadoff double. Strands Drake Brown over at third base. We're halfway home at Herman Brothers Field. It's the Miners 2 and the Oilers 1 as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines. We Alaskans like to ride hard, but we also work hard for our ride. That's why RC Detail offers our monthly detail club so that you can keep that showroom shine inside and out all year round. RC Detail is also the only G-Technic certified ceramic installer in all of South Central Alaska and are trained pros in the art of paint correction. Go to rc-detail.com to learn more because your vehicle deserves the best. RC Detail, it's all about the details. Blake Avila will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. The Miners lead it 2-1. Owen Lesh works around a leadoff double. Mose Hayes set to go back to work. He'll bring the first pitch to the Miners' 3-hole hitter. Just swung on and popped up. Left side, it's a long run for Jacob Shaver. He's slowing down in foul territory. Puts the squeeze on that. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, we've seen Avila really aggressive tonight in this DH role, and, you know, maybe not the results he was looking for to this point, as he has his second pop out of the game, but you like his aggressiveness. You like him getting up there. He's had runners on. Hits in that 3-hole tonight. For the second night in a row, you like to see him get up there, take his hacks, and try to jump on fastballs early in the count.
Nick Sorelli, the batter. That is a slider that finds its way over the plate for strike 1. No need to check Sorelli's pulse. He's okay. He walked in the 3rd inning. Number 16 of the season. Starting to get a little worried about him, but he's all right. Big left-handed first baseman awaits the 0-1 pitch. That looked pretty good, but called a ball.
Yeah, wow, we've seen a few tonight that have been right there, and, you know, every umpire's different. Every umpire has their own strike zone, but still trying to get a handle on this one.
322 down the lines here at Herman Brothers Field. 390. Straightaway center, 1-1. Swung on and grounded out to second. Sakino will field that and throw out Torelli for out number 2.
Yeah, a couple of quick outs here, and, you know, for the local, that's huge. Hayes is,
Number 16.
like you said, trying to get a rhythm of his own. Needs some confidence.
Hayes has pitched great so far for the Oilers. 5 batters faced, 5 batters retired. 3 groundouts, a pop-out, and a strikeout. Nathan Rose, the 6th to see him. Not doing anything too fancy, but he's throwing strikes, and it's working. First pitch to Rose. Fastball right down the Old Glen Highway for strike 1.
Get the local tie in there. I love it. And, you know, it's hard there, Howie. I mean, if you see fastballs early in the count, you see 2 quick outs, you want to swing at that, though.
0-1. Fastball that missed high. Yeah, I think that the Miners were trying to have that approach recently, as head coach, general manager thought maybe they were taking a few too many strikes early on in counts. Right now, Mose Hayes is filling up the strike zone. Miners haven't been able to capitalize just yet. 1-1. Slider swung on and grounded foul. Fielded in foul territory by Jacob Shaver. The sun is trying to work its way out of a thick deck of clouds as it brightens up just a bit on the right side. It has a few more hours to do it. Solstice just around the corner on June 22nd. Juneteenth tomorrow. We'll be here at 4 o'clock Alaska Daylight Time, 8 Eastern. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doubleheader on Monday. Believe that start time will be 7 o'clock. We will play the 10th inning and more if necessary against the Bucks in a 5-5 game, and then play the scheduled game. It'll be shortened to 7 innings. 2-2. Outside corner. Strike 3 called on Nathan Rose. Mose Hayes has faced 6 batters. He's retired all 6 of them. We're through 5 complete at Herman Brothers Field. It's the Miners 2, the Oilers 1. As you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines. Top of the 6th inning, game speeding up a bit as the pitchers rack up the outs. Miners lead 2-1 against the Peninsula Oilers, who are trying to win for the first time at Herman Brothers Field since June 13, 2018. The Miners have won 16 in a row against Peninsula. Willie Schwark leads off here in the 6th. Owen Lesh back to work. First pitch swing and a shot out to the left center field gap. That's going to drop down for a hit. Nice play by Trey Triolo to cut that one off and hold Schwark to a leadoff single.
Yeah, another first pitch hit off of Owen Lesh. Excited to see how he responds again. Did a wonderful job there in the 5th inning.
Gave up the leadoff double. Got Becker to line out after a lengthy at-bat. Ground out for Sakino. A walk to Hennings. And Bowling popped out in foul territory to end the inning. Jacob Shaver will hit now, still searching for his first hit in a Oilers uniform. 0 for his first 12. First pitch. Swinging a little flare down the right field line. That's well foul.
Lesh really pounding the zone right now. He's wanting to work guys, wanting to get quick outs. It's what he does. Has a lot of success with it.
Throws a lot of strikes. Still yet to allow a run through 10 innings of work now. 0-1. Runner goes. Pitch a called ball. Heidel can't get the handle on that. A stolen base for Willie Schwark and the tying run in scoring position here in the 6th inning.
It's unfortunate because I just love watching Brandon Heidel throw the baseball. That's all right. Tease us for a little bit.
Yeah, pitch looked pretty good as well. Looked like it was right above Shaver's knees. But called the ball as Heidel was coming out of his crouch, of course, to try to gun down Schwark. Couldn't hold on to the baseball. Stolen base, second of the game for the Oilers. 1-1. Sorelli charges in as the bunt attempt by Shaver is foul. Back behind him. Now 2 strikes. Sorelli will back up to normal depth. Lefty Lesh stares in. 1-2. Fouled away.
Only 7 total hits in this game to this point. Been a low-scoring one. We've seen a lot of runs, or really none at all. Not a lot of in-between so far this season.
Mason Brandenberger beginning to softly toss down the right field line. Another 1-2. Right down the middle. Strike 3 called. First strikeout of the game for Owen Lesh. Out number 1 here in the 6th.
Yeah, we saw Tillery with 3 consecutive looking strikeouts back in the 4th inning. Lesh now picking that back up, and it's just so pretty to watch an off-speed pitch like that duck right back in there and register for strike 3. And a big out there with the runner on.
The Oilers have struck out 8 times, 5 of them looking, if you can believe it. Casey Burnham, the batter, he has 2 of those 8 strikeouts, 1 swinging, 1 looking. Lesh brings it to him. Chops softly up the middle. Payno charges to his right. Perfect throw. Burnham retired.
Casey Burnham tripped over his bat on the way out of the box. Unfortunate, but it allows not just an easy play, almost no play at all for Josh Payno. Didn't even have to think about it.
Schwark is down to third, so for the second time in as many innings, the Oilers have the tying run just 90 feet away. Jerry Nix, the batter now. Oilers catcher. This is the first time that him and Schwark are playing in the same game together. They have swapped every time the catching role, but both their bats are hot, so McCann getting them both in there in this one. Schwark the DH, Nix the catcher. First pitch. Bounces up there, and another good block by Brandon Heidel. Man, he's just money behind the plate. Almost lets nothing get away.
It's just so valuable to have, Howie. I mean, a guy that, you know, it told us he had been having his struggles at the plate. We hadn't seen it as much on the scorebook, but he said he didn't feel comfortable. And my first thought was, well, that doesn't really matter. When you play the kind of defense that you do, you're an asset to any team you play on. The hitting will come, and you know, I think we saw it yesterday and walked today.
1-0 to Nix. Swing and a miss.
But you cannot teach that kind of defense, that kind of effortless motion on the throw, and blocks it up just as well.
Lesh's changeup looks really good right now. He's fooling the Oilers hitters. 1-1. Soft ground ball, left side of the infield, fielded by the third baseman, Casey Sunseri. His throw is in time across the diamond. Owen Lesh strands another runner on the third base bag. On to the bottom of the 6th. Miners 2, Oilers 1. Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines.
Miners fans, grab those red raffle tickets. It's time for round 3.
Josh Pano, Alex Vergara, Trey Triolo due up for the Matsu Miners here in the 6th inning. Miners lead at 2-1. Mose Hayes back to work. 6 up, 6 down for Mose, who has been exactly what the Oilers have needed with a short bullpen. They need length out of somebody. Mose Hayes has been the guy once more. 5 innings on Wednesday, 4 on Sunday. He works into his 3rd inning here on a Saturday night. Josh Pano so far in the game, walked in the 1st inning, struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Minor shortstop just with an excellent start to the season. 13 for his first 36, 10 runs, 3 knocked in, 5 doubles, 6 walks. And excellent defense to boot for Josh Pano, who will take his hacks first at Mose Hayes.
Now to keep you in the lineup, Josh Pano, the only guy that has not missed a start to this point in the season. Consistency on both sides. You will play every day.
Played in all 10-plus games for the Miners this year. It'll be 11 when the Bucks game is finally completed. First pitch to him from Hayes. Outside ball 1. It's just so easy when you have a guy like Josh Pano for head coach Tyler LeBrun. Pencil him in every game. He's your everyday shortstop. 1-0 pitch from Mose Hayes. Outside 2 balls and no strikes now. Just so nice to have a guy like Pano who you can rely on to put in the lineup. He's going to play good defense. He's going to get hits. He's going to get on base. No-brainer for the Miners. 2-0. Outside 3 balls and no strikes. Got a chance to chat with head coach Tyler LeBrun before this game, and he said, you know, we have 12 position players, and it's so hard for me each night to write in a lineup card, which means I'm doing something right, and the players, of course, are doing something right as well.
It's a good problem.
3-0. Inside, a 4-pitch walk from Mose Hayes, whose perfect night ends right there.
Yeah, you'd love to add on to this lead here.
Right fielder number 17,
1 run.
Vergara.
Gets pretty dangerous as the game moves on. You get into the later innings. Hard to protect that.
The Miners and the Oilers were in a neck-and-neck game all the way to the finish on Monday. A walk-off walk won it for the Miners as it was 2-2. Heading into the bottom of the 9th, Alex Vergara drew that walk-off walk. First pitch to Alex. He shows bunt, gets it down. Mose Hayes pounces off the mound, thinks about throwing to second, takes the sure out at first base. Foot on the bag there by Dalton Bowling. And a out recorded there.
Yeah, that bunt made you hold your breath for a little bit. As kind of popped it up, but put it in the perfect position. As kind of hung up there for a second. Gave Pano some time to get down to second base. You take the sack. You take the out. Now Trey Triolo with a big-time hit in this game. Look to pick up another RBI.
Right now, he's the difference in the game as Jerry Nix hustles out to give perhaps new signs to Mose Hayes with Josh Pano on second base following the sacrifice bunt by Alex Vergara. SH13 in the scorebook. Triolo the batter. First pitch to him. Swing and a foul ball lifted down the left field line.
Trey Triolo told us today there was never any kind of problem getting adjusted to this lineup. As we mentioned, got here later than most of the team. And the team was already off and rolling. And I think, as head coach Tyler LeBrun said, sometimes it's hard. Guys have already formed their cliques, their groups. You don't really know where to fit in.
0-1. Slider. Miss low. And I think that's another testament to this Miners team. Triolo said all of the outfielders welcomed him with open arms. He was instantly connected with many of the guys on the team, which says a lot about this group of players who's off to a 7-2 start and atop the Alaska Baseball League in 2022 to this point. 1-1. Swinging a little flare out to left field. Coming on is Jake Brown, and that will hang up for him out there for out number 2.
Yeah, it looks similar to his RBI base hit earlier in the game, but that one, a little bit more carry on it, sticks up there. And probably would have been tough to get Pano home from second regardless, but Now, one of the most red-hot hitters on this team, Brandon Heidel, will get his chance.
Yeah, Brandon Heidel, our Who's Striking Gold feature presented by Alaska Mining and Diving Supply.
Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. As our Who's Striking Gold player, as he had 3 hits yesterday, 2 runs batted in, a 3-for-5 day, return behind the plate, looked excellent. As he earns the honors tonight.
First pitch to him, outside ball 1. Heidel has been great for the Miners all year, not just on defense, but as you mentioned, at the plate in yesterday's game. 3 hits, a pair of RBIs, changed his approach up, hit the ball hard. And if you can do that right here, might pick up a 3rd run for the Miners with Josh Pano on second. 1-0. That is a pretty pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, Haynes didn't take much time to settle into this game tonight. Recorded an easy 6 outs, and his stuff looks good too. This is a guy that needed to be special tonight for Kenai, as they only have 4 active arms to turn to, and he has been.
Yeah, the velocity not as high, but he's still on strikes. 1-1. Bounces up there. Good stop by Nix. Isn't that funny how that works? Sometimes the velocity isn't as important as it seems. Now, don't get me wrong. You ask any player hitting 98, 99, yeah, it's hard. It looks different than 95. But by the same token, if you throw 85, 86, and you dot corners, that's really hard to hit too. 2-1. Good cut by Heidel. Fouled straight back.
You just got to hang around, and I think for a lot of these players, this is where you come to get that patience to work out anything that's causing problems in your game. It's relaxed. It's summer baseball. Just got to keep your head in there.
2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on second. 2-1 Miners here in the 6th. The pitch. Swung on and grounded out to short. Fielded there by Becker. His throw across is a bit low, but dug out by Dalton Bowling, 2 in the inning. What a job by Mose Hayes. 3 innings, no runs allowed. We're on to the 7th. Miners 2, Oilers 1 as you watch Matsu Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented by Alaska Airlines. Top of the 7th inning, Miners 2, Oilers 1. A great baseball game on a Saturday night on YouTube. As I'm Howie Boxing, I'm about to turn it over to our main guy, Trey Becker, to take you home. Take it away, Trey.
Thank you very much, Howie. Excellent job in the middle innings. As no runs, they're in the 6th inning. Owen Lesh, though, will remain on the mound and try it out here in the top of the 7th. First pitch to Brown. The 9-hole hitter swung on, roped down the line, a foul ball. Owen Lesh has worked out of 2 jams in this game. He has looked excellent and still has not allowed a run on the season. As that one's going to miss for ball 1. Now 1-1 the count. Brown to fly out. A double in this game. Two-baser came in the 5th. Now the 0-1. Swung on, popped up. Right side. Will drift into foul territory. Sorelli, the first baseman, comes on. He calls off the catcher Heidel. And 1 out. As Jake Brown goes down. He was the crux of that first inning for Owen Lesh. He had that double to lead it off.
What's been so fun about this Miners team, Trey, is how many different ways that they're able to win baseball games. We're in a pitcher's duel in this one tonight. They've already won one against the Orioles in a 3-2 contest. They've won via run rule twice, so they can score in bunches, but when the games are tight, they can also win close games.
Is that one just skipped in the dirt? It'll be a ball to Trey Becker in his 4th at bat tonight, 1-0. You're exactly right, Howie. I mean, we've seen them come back. We've seen them dominate early, late. Doesn't matter how they do it. They're looking for win number 8. As that one is fouled out of play. You just feel confident with how many different guys you can turn to as we see some more movement in the bullpen. Brandon Berger continues to warm up, and Cole Towson now getting stretched out and loose.
And a team that truly feels bonded and one that could be special and could certainly make a run into August.
1-1, swung on, hit up the middle. That one is going to get through for a base hit into center field. A 1-out single for Trey Becker. That'll bring up Shun Tsukino, the second baseman.
Up next, number 1, Shun Tsukino.
I think you always hear that the team has a chance to win it all. But you don't really believe it until you get to see them play, get a few games under their belt. And it's still early, Howie. I mean, this team is in first place at the moment. Things can change, but pick off over to first, runners back. But as we went through those interviews today, you could tell the guys really believe it now. They've seen the product on the field. They know their team has been the best. And they're only getting better. First pitch, up and in, 1-0 on Tsukino.
For the Miners, 8 Alaska Baseball League championships so far. Looking for number 9 in 2022. Their last one came in 2018. Their first, 1987. Also been champions of the National Baseball Congress World Series in 1987 and 1997.
As that fastball is going to miss high. It'll be 2-0 on Tsukino.
Winning tradition here in the Valley.
Those World Baseball Congress titles, no joke down there in Kansas. That is kind of the ultimate tournament between the summer leagues. They're champions.
Used to be something that this league participated in. For the moment, they don't anymore. Seems like a long time ago that the Miners were the Valley Green Giants back in the 70s.
I remember the day. 1-0, swung on, fouled off. It'll be now 2-1. Tsukino will walk in the first inning. He had a hit back in the 3rd and ground out in the 5th to the second baseman, Nathan Rose. As another pickoff over there at Becker.
They were the Valley Green Giants from 1976 to 1980 until they decided to create their own team in the Valley as the Gold Panners were a part of creating the Valley Green Giants.
2-1 now from Lesh. Runner goes for second, swing and a miss. Throw down from Heidel, a one-hopper. And the runner is safe as a nifty slide there. Might have been a missed tag from Pano. Regardless, a runner on second base now, 1 out.
I think that's the first time we've seen Heidel come out of the crouch to throw, and it cost him a couple seconds, and Becker was able to steal the bag.
Yeah, don't see that too often. Gonna want to hold on to that base for Trey Becker. And now a full count to Shun Tsukino. Swing and a miss. A strikeout on the curveball. And a big second out here for Owen Lesh as he tries to continue his scoreless streak.
Right fielder number 24, Noah Hennings.
Turning into quite an impressive scoreless streak for Owen Lesh, who, if he can get Noah Hennings and get out of this inning here, he will have worked 12 scoreless innings for the Miners.
As here comes James Dillard to talk things over. The pitching coach tonight.
It's a tough customer in Hennings. He's already singled once. He's seen Lesh one time. He walked.
As we kind of resume that conversation, Howie, the Gold Panthers certainly had their hand in the selection of the Green Giants at the time, and that didn't make the locals too happy.
Yeah, and so they created the Matsu Miners. The Green Giants became the North Pole Knicks. And the rest is history. The Gold Panthers still sticking around. They haven't been in the Alaska Baseball League in 6 or 7 years. But the Peninsula Oilers played in a series to start the year against the Gold Panthers, an exhibition 3-game series. Went 0-2-1 against the Gold Panthers all the way up in Fairbanks, 6 hours to the north.
Noah Hennings takes the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses high.
And Trey, I don't know about you, but I'm not necessarily that upset that the Gold Panthers aren't in the league at the moment. 6 hours, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it's a longer van ride than we're used to. 25 minutes to Chugiak. Not too bad. 1-0, called strike one.
Of course, they play the Midnight Sun game up in Fairbanks. That would be a ton of fun to be a part of. But we get the Midnight Sun golf game.
We get a lot of Midnight Sun here. The 1-1. Swings at it, grounds it out to short. Pano charges it now. Gloves, throws to first. And the patented Josh Pano is going to retire Hennings for out number 3. Owen Lesh keeps his scoreless streak going now 12 innings for the lefty. And the Miners keep this score 2-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time now. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Back to the top of the order now for the Miners as we begin the bottom of the 7th inning. Matsu leads it 2-1 as this is Miners Baseball on YouTube, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Hayes will remain in the game for Kenai. And Carter Young will step in now for another bat in this game. A walk, make it 2 of them, and a strikeout to this point for the center fielder. But an excellent job on the mound to this point for the pitcher Hayes.
3 scoreless innings to this point. He will work into his 4th.
They need him, just 4 active pitchers tonight for the Oilers. And his first pitch is a curveball, a really nice one, and a strike to Carter Young.
Pounding the strike zone. Mixing in his off-speed pitches nicely.
As that 0-1 is going to miss a bit low. Now 1-1 the count.
Jacob Shaver, the third baseman, in on the grass. Everybody else at normal depth.
From the stretch where Chase is his 1-1 now on the way, fouled out of play. It'll be 2-1. Mark Kryson, our loyal supporter, engineer, IT, aficionado here at the ballpark, giving us a foreshadow to keen eye, as that one's going to hit the right elbow of Carter Young and a free base to start out the 7th inning. We know it's a long one as well. But hey, we'll do it one time during the season. We'll take that.
Yeah, and hey, at least we get to be in Kenai, which we hear is a beautiful place with tons of salmon jumping and bears along the river. We'll play 5 games in 5 days against the Oilers, and then we'll be back in the Valley for the rest of the year.
It's going to be a quick 5 days. It's going to be a fun 5 days, as you said.
Yeah, we'll be there for June 30th to July 4th. The July 4th game down in Kenai. That should be a ton of fun with these Oilers who have played us tight in 2 games.
Yeah, gotta hope the Miners can get another run here as they have a run around first base and nobody out for Casey Sinceri, the new third baseman tonight. 1 for 3, a double. That drove in a run. Tied the game up back in the first inning. 2 groundouts since then.
Sinceri all over the field. Left, right, second, third.
He can do it all, the super utility man. 0-1, Young heads to second base. This one, softly chopped down the right field line. It's going to get down. Into the corner. Young gets the windmill here from Kyle Watson. He is going to come in to score. And the Miners double their lead now, 3-1. An RBI double for Casey Sinceri, his 2nd of the night.
Picture-perfect hit and run put on by the Matsu Miners. Young takes off. Sinceri serves it down the right field line. And an insurance run here in the 7th.
And a big one, just as I was alluding to, these Oilers were in a similar position earlier in the week. They tied the game in the 9th inning as a run was walked in. Miners won't have to worry about that quite yet. They now lead it 3-1, a big insurance run, and now the heart of the order. Blake Avila comes up with a runner in scoring position, still nobody out. The first pitch, fastball misses away.
So fun to watch the top of the lineup for the Miners. Young's already swiped his 4th bag of the year back in the first inning. Sent into motion right there. Sinceri doesn't try to do too much. Dumps it down the right field line for his 3rd double of the year. RBI number 7 for Casey Sinceri, 2nd in the game.
And now the 1-0 to Avila. Almost hits him again there. He ducks out of the way. It'll be 2-0 as the fastball misses.
Young scores from first, his 11th run of the year.
You feel really confident with that 1-2 punch there. The power bat of Sinceri. The speed of Young.
Can't feel bad with Blake Avila up there in the 3-hole.
No kidding, already an infield hit in this game. The 1-0 now. Swings at it, hits it hard. Right field, that one's going to get down as well. It rolls nearly to the wall. Sinceri waved around here. No play at the plate as the throw is cut off by Sakino. And Blake Avila keeps his hot start going. Another RBI, another hit, and another run for the Miners. They now lead it 4-1.
Give Avila RBI number 12. That leads all Matsu Miners. Casey Sinceri comes around to score for the 10th time as the line keeps on chugging, and now a 3-run lead.
And now Nick Sorelli looking to do damage of his own. A ground out in the first, a walk in the 3rd, and a ground out in the 5th.
This has a big inning feel to it already.
Oh, yeah. First pitch. High and inside. A fastball misses. Miners have gotten pretty good at the big innings.
Mose Hayes finally running out of gas as he works through the Miners' order for the 2nd time. Top of the order gets to him here in the 7th.
Home run counts on the season. Avila got to 2 yesterday. Sorelli trying to tie it up. As that one's a called strike there. Now he'll take what he can get. We saw him walk earlier. Team leader in that department.
League leader
Yeah.
in that department.
We know he's got the power in that bat as well. Set to face the 1-1. Swings at that one, rolls it foul. Down the line, it'll be 1-2 now on Sorelli. Nathan Rose on deck. His parents, a lovely violin rendition of the national anthem pregame. 1-2 is going to miss high and away. It'll be 2-2.
Yeah, truly serenaded by the Rose parents before the game. Our GM, Pete Christopher, was saying they were world renowned. I said, world renowned? And then I heard him play, and I said, okay, okay. That's pretty good.
2-2. Runner is back in time. If you're just joining us, the Miners tack on 2 runs. Here in the 7th to their total, they lead at 4-1. A run in the first, a run in the third. As that curveball is strike 2 on Nathan Rose. They allowed a run to start the game as Andrew Tillery got his first start of the season. But since then, they haven't looked back. 4 unanswered. So Nathan Rose tries to keep it going in the bottom of the 7th inning as a runner on first base. Just 1 out and an 0-2 count now. Swings at it, chops it left side. The third baseman, Jacob Shaver, with it, throws to second. Relay on to first. Not in time for the double play. They get a force out, a fielder's choice. You can score it 5-4 as Avila is retired. And now 2 outs for Josh Pano. Pano 2 walks tonight. A strikeout as well. As the wind continues to pick up here. Throw over to first base. Not in time.
Mose Hayes truly has been really good for the Oilers in this one. I know he's given up 2 runs in this inning, but truly, really saving a pin that is taxed and that needs to make it through a couple more games before they head home.
As the first pitch. Fastball called strike on the outside corner.
The Oilers have been riddled with tons of injuries to start the year. Thankfully for the Miners, they have not had any injury problems to this point. And for an Oilers team that's thin, what Mose Hayes is doing right now, trying to gut out 4 innings in relief, really big for them.
It's huge. You never want to have to turn to a position player. As the 0-1, in the dirt, a ball, it'll be 1-1.
And look, for the Oilers, like the rest of the teams, it's anybody's race. It's going to be anybody's race the entire year. I mean, it's almost impossible to be out of contention in a league with 5 teams, with 4 of them making the playoffs. So things like this, really big. Keep your team healthy for tomorrow night's game.
1-1. Waves at it. Gets a piece of it into the mitt. And it'll be 1-2 now on Pano. I have so much respect for teams that strategize like this, that are able to find a way to just make it work. You don't have a lot of pitchers, but you have guys that are willing to step up. Mose Hayes, prime example of it tonight for Kenai. 1-2, runner goes for second. Curveball misses, throw down, in time, but it's dropped by the second baseman, Sakino, and it'll be a stolen base for Nathan Rose.
First stolen base of the year for Nathan Rose. Oilers will play the Bucks in Anchorage tomorrow. One more with the Pilots on Monday, off day, and then they start a month of home games against all 4 teams in the league.
The 2-2. Curveball is going to miss again. Now 3-2. We'll run him full. Got to be a nice feeling when you finally get off the bus and you're home. 2 months. Or 1 month, I guess.
To play some 20-odd games at home.
The 3-2. Swings at it, ropes it over the third baseman's head on a weird hop. That one stays fair. Rose will round it. He will come in to score. Pano chugs for second base, and he will slide in with a 2-out double. And another run for the Miners here gets their lead to 5-1.
Trey, I couldn't tell. Did that one catch the third base bag or just take an odd hop off the infield?
That was a weirdly hit ball. I think it might have hit the lip where the grass meets the dirt. The third baseman, Jacob Shaver, had no chance. He sticks his glove up at it, but
it's another double for Josh Pano, 6 of them on the year now.
the infield helping the Miners there. As the runner will remain on second base, and the first pitch is swung on and driven high and deep in the air to left field. That'll send back Jake Brown to the warning track where he makes the catch for out number 3. The Miners explode here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They put up 3 runs and expand this lead now 5-1 as we head to the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. A new pitcher into the game now for Matsu as they lead at 5-1. This is Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Nate Rolka will take over, and how cool is this, Howie? His parents making the trip all the way from Pennsylvania tonight to get to watch their son play. They will get to do so now as we begin the 8th inning. Rolka on the season, 3 appearances. This is now his 4th, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. Hit 1 batter in 4 innings. Is 1-0, 0-0 on the year. No decisions as his first pitch, a curveball, is going to miss away.
Owen Lesch's scoreless streak continues up to 12 innings now as he worked 3 scoreless, 3 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks.
Dalton Bowling, the batter, is going to take a swing and a miss. That'll make it 1-1.
Owen Lesch in line for the win. And this one, if the Miners can hang on to this 4-run lead. Nate Rolka looking for the hold.
Miners in the driver's seat now. So 1-1 is swung on a miss. Fastball really popping the mitt there of Heidel.
No, but it really is great for the family of Nate Rolka to get to watch him in person in Alaska. How cool is that? Your son is pitching a baseball game in Alaska.
And you get to be there. 0-2 is called strike 3 as Rolka delivers. Another fastball there as he freezes the hitter. Dalton Bowling.
Oilers are racking up the strikeouts. They were gunned down 7 times by Tillery, twice by Lesch, once by Rolka now, for a total of 10 on the game thus far.
And Willie Schwarwick, the designated hitter, will step in. Now 2 hits on the night. First pitch, a swing and a miss.
Very lively fastball from Nate Rolka early on. He's a blue hen, University of Delaware.
And he's going to get a called strike there now. 0-2, working quickly on Schwarwick.
21 years of age, a 3.18 ERA at Delaware, over 11 and a thirds innings pitched, 7 walks, 16 strikeouts.
The 0-2 now. Swing and a miss. And back-to-back strikeouts to start us out here in the 8th inning. Nate Rolka is rolling.
Rolka looking to do what Andrew Tillery did back in the 4th inning, and that's strike out the side here, as he is on fire against the Oilers.
And he will now face Jacob Shaver, the third baseman, who's already struck out twice in this game. A prime candidate for Rolka to have the perfect inning he was looking for here in the 8th. The first pitch. Check swing. No appeal, no call. It's ball 1. Close there.
Right down the middle, called a ball.
Rolka, the low-hanging arm. He works out of the stretch, and now is 1-0. That fastball is going to miss low and away. 2-0 on the righty.
Really popping the mitt with that fastball is Nate Rolka. As you can hear Heidel's glove receive it all the way from the press box.
The 2-0. That one misses low as well. Really close, but no cigars.
Rolka all over the plate. Last 2 pitches probably off of it. First one was really good, though.
And now a 3-0 count to Shaver. Gets the strike call there. Inner half. Heavy fastball repertoire for the righty Rolka.
Yeah, why not? It's pumping them in for strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 8th.
Now the 3-1. He's going to miss just a bit high. 4 balls, a walk. With 2 outs for Jacob Shaver. Now Casey Burnham. Grounded out in his last at-bats. A victim of true strikeouts himself will now step in. And you asked me the other day, Howie, how would I manage this bullpen if I was Tyler LeBrun? I told you, I don't really know about those middle innings, but one thing I do know, Nate Rolka would be my no-doubt 8th inning guy. Cole Townsend, who currently warms up, would be my no-brainer as a closer. First pitch to Burnham is low, 1-0.
I think you could even certainly make an argument that Rolka could be closing games as well. If he could just throw a few more strikes. He struggled with walks early on. I think 6 of them thus far. But if he can command the zone, he's really good.
Flamethrower, 1-0 is swung on, rolled out to first base. Backhanded snare by Nick Sorelli. A beautiful play as he flips it on to Rolka at first. And that is out number 3. Nate Rolka in front of family tonight, doing an excellent job, getting 3 outs here and keeping this game at a 4-run separation. The Miners lead it 5-1. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. The Matsu Miners are playing a lot of good baseball right now. They lead at 5-1, looking for win number 8 on this 2022 season. And Howie, let's see who's up next after this one.
Absolutely, Trey. The Chugiak Chinooks will be welcomed into Herman Brothers Field tomorrow afternoon, a 4 o'clock start time, Alaska, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. A doubleheader against the Anchorage Bucks on Monday. We'll finish that suspended game from June 7th and then play one more 7th inning game. That at 7 o'clock. The Anchorage Glacier Pilots on Tuesday at 7 as well.
Will O'Neill into the game now for Peninsula. As his first pitch, misses high and into Trey Triolo. Seen quite a few batters in this game have to duck out of the box. Nothing personal, just misses. And that one makes it 1-0. From the stretch, another fastball, another miss, now 2-0 on Triolo.
O'Neill was tagged with the loss on Monday. Surrendered the walk-off walk in a 3-2 victory for the Miners. Issued 4 of them over 1 1/3.
Called strike on the outer half. It'll make it 2-1 now.
Will O'Neill attends USC, University of Southern California. No action in 2022. Originally from Newport Beach, California.
The 2-1. Misses away 3-1 as it skips off the glove of Nix.
6'1", 195-pound left-handed pitcher, Will O'Neill. Takes over for Mose Hayes, who had a valiant 4 innings of work.
The 3-1. Swings at it, chops it on the plate. It rolls fair. The catcher Nix with it. Sharp throw onto first, just in time to retire Trey Triolo. That'll bring us to the 9-hole hitter, Brandon Heidel.
Nice play that time by
Number 7, your
Jerry
catcher,
Nix.
Brandon Heidel.
Had to spin around and throw a dart. It means 1 out for the catcher. Working on a 0-for-2 night. Couple of ground outs, a walk in this one as well. Struck gold yesterday. Let's see what he's got today. Fastball misses high. Cloud coverage still overhead. The sun peeks behind it yet again. Looks almost dusky. A rare occasion at Herman Brothers Field. 1-0, swung on and slapped out to right field. Long run, but a nice one by Noah Hennings as he gets there to make the catch for out number 2. Brandon Heidel really working the right side of the field well at this point. He had 2 hits over there yesterday. Hit that ball well, but unfortunately to the wrong spot, as it does go for out number 2, and now Carter Young, already come around to score in this game, steps in for the 5th time tonight. The first pitch from O'Neill is strike 1.
Temperature has settled down to about 58 degrees under cloudy skies, as Trey mentioned. Average temperatures, if you're wondering, low 60s for highs, 50s for lows this time of year.
0-1. Really nice curveball is in there for strike number 2.
Really just been blessed with some excellent weather. Of course, we've had some rain outs, some dark outs, but couldn't ask for a much better start to the season with only 1 suspended game to this point. Got in everything else.
The 0-2 now. That one hits him. Young is hit by a pitch for the 2nd time tonight. He makes that known to his dugout, giving them the peace sign. Can be frustrating as a hitter.
Young has reached base 4 times now, which is what you want your leadoff guy to do. A couple times, though, it's been quite painful as he's been hit in the 7th and now 8th innings. He scored twice, though, so he'll take it. Casey Sanseri has brought him home 2 times on 2 doubles. We'll see if Young goes into motion. That's what happened last inning to get the rally started.
He scored from first base. Now the lefty O'Neill. First pitch, swung on and roped out to left again. Almost misplayed by Jake Brown, but he recovers, takes a step back, and makes the catch for out number 3. The Miners need 3 outs to get their 8th victory of the season, as we'll see who's on the mound when we return. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Matsu Miners Baseball, presented to you by Alaska Airlines. Speeding is a triple play. It increases the likelihood of crashing, reduces the amount of available time to avoid a crash, and increases the severity of a crash if it happens. Speeding is also a choice that a driver has full control over. Choose not to speed. Stop speeding before it stops you. This message is brought to you by the Alaska Highway Safety Office, and we thank them for their good work. And message tonight, and we thank head coach Tyler LeBrun for allowing us one more inning of Nate Rolka as he tries to close it out tonight. The Kenai Peninsula Oilers and the Matsu Miners in the 9th inning now, 5-1 your score. Rolka pitched in the 8th. Looked good there, as his first pitch is going to miss low to the catcher Jerry Nix.
Struck out a couple batters, and like we talked about during the break, Miners in a stretch of 8 games in 8 days, 9 if you count the finish up of the suspension. Smart to let Cole Townsend rest here.
Yes. As that 1-0 is popped out of play, it'll be 1-1. Got to conserve where you can. This roster, of course, very strategically put together by the general manager, Pete Christopher. Recruits his team and gets started right away. Has guys that played, guys he knows can perform. As that 1-1 is going to miss away now, 2-1. And it's early, Howie, but I think just the depth of pitching the Miners have, the way it's been managed, surpasses any other effort in the league. 2-1, swing and a miss. Now 2-2.
Yeah, it's been good. Of course, the Oilers riddled with injuries, but to have 7 pitchers that haven't allowed an earned run as we're almost through with game number 10, that's pretty remarkable.
It really is. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. As Nate Rolka is going to wave Jerry Nix to start us out here in the 9th. Another strikeout to his total in the first of the inning. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Jake Brown. Had a fly out, a double, a pop out in the 7th. And will now try to keep his team's chances alive here in the 9th. The first pitch misses away, 1-0. If you're the Miners, Howie, how do you keep your head in there? You're going to play 8, really 9 games over the stretch of 7 to 8 days as the 1-0 is going to be called strike one, hits the outside corner. What do you do to stay locked in?
Well, winning certainly helps. Having pitchers not explode on themselves certainly helps. And I think it's just the daily grind.
As the 1-1 misses in the dirt. Now 2-1 the count.
These players are used to it. It's baseball after all, a game that's meant to be played every day, and they love doing it. They love playing it, so when you're winning, it helps, and just getting into a routine, really, I think is the key.
As the 2-1 now on the way, and he pulls the string on Brown again. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Owen Lesh, along with Michael Yates, working out every single morning. That's worked out pretty well for Owen.
It's discipline. I said, what time do you guys go to bed? 12:30 is the answer I got. Don't know if I buy it. 2-2. Misses low. Gonna run it full.
We'll see if Lesh's arm is not too sore to split wood tomorrow at 9 a.m. We'll meet him there for the golf round. I don't know about the splitting wood, though.
I was going to say, I don't know. Are axes provided? 3-2 is low. Ball 4. A skipping walk for Jake Brown as he heads down to first base. He represents life here for the Oilers in the 9th. 1 out. We reset the lineup. Trey Becker will come up for his 5th at bat of the night. I mean, I don't think there's many more Alaskan things that you could do. Things that appear more Alaskan, at least. Chopping wood to start your day.
How about seeing a moose 700 feet up?
Doesn't hurt. First pitch is low. Howie and I, in our adventures, did come in contact with a moose for the first time on our trip after our game the other night. The 1-0 now. Is called strike 1. That'll even it up on Becker. He had a strikeout in the first, another one in the 3rd inning.
That was a sight to see on top of the butte with the Knik Glacier, Pioneer Peak, the Talkeetna Mountains, and a moose having a late night snack about 40 yards away.
The 1-1 fouls it off. That'll make it 1-2 now on the shortstop. And didn't mind us too much. We were about maybe 50 yards away. Had a great look at him. Used the facilities, got his snack, and went to bed. Thankfully, was not too concerned with us on the hilltop.
Yeah, I think he might have had us outsized a bit. I don't think we're in the same weight class as that guy.
2-on-1. And a 1-2 to the hitter Becker. Swings at it, rolls it to the right side, and through into the outfield for a hit. Life continues for the Oilers here in the 9th inning, as they'll have 2 on with 1 out for Shun Sakaino.
Oilers threaten here in the 9th inning, not going quietly. Miners lead by 4, but the tying run on deck at this point. And a power hitter in Noah Hennings if Shun Sakaino can find a way to get on.
This does now become a save situation for Rolka, I believe.
You cannot pitch yourself into a safe situation.
Not true.
But if someone else came in, it
Yeah.
would be a safe situation.
That's unfortunate. You know, I'm sure guys would go out there and maybe put a guy on so he could boost his stats a bit. As that fastball misses away now, 1-0. From the stretch, righty on lefty now. Here's the pitch. Sakaino swings at it, ropes it to the left side and into the dugout. That one dangerously close.
Yeah, just beyond the third base dugout is got to be heads up down there for the Oilers as they near the end of their long road trip. Hope they're still awake.
They're just thinking about the bus at this point, trying to keep their heads after this game.
Yeah, one of the fans thinking the same thing. You could hear somebody shout, "Everybody awake!"
They are now.
Another
If they weren't before.
excellent crowd at Herman Brothers Field.
The 1-1 from Rolka. Swing and a miss. Now 1-2. Shun Sakaino had a walk in the first inning. Got on base. Back in the 3rd, a ground out in the 5th, and a strikeout in the 7th. Rolka trying to make it 2. As he gets set to deliver the 1-2. Looks back the runner. As that one is fouled away, Sakino stays alive, and we'll do it again. Another dazzling job by James Dillard, Tyler LeBrun, as they manage this bullpen.
Yeah, can those guys do anything wrong to this point?
They have all the answers. As the Miners try to get win number 8 now. The 1-2 swung on and softly lifted into left field. Long run and a leaning effort by Trey Triolo, but he holds on to it. And that is out number 2, the Oilers. Now down to their final out in this game.
That was an excellent play by Trey Triolo and wasn't easy on a ball that was fighting its way away from him. Luckily, the wind is not blowing toward the left field line as it was a couple nights ago when the Miners took on the Glacier Pilots. Otherwise, that thing would have been way out of reach for Triolo. Much calmer winds tonight, and the Miners are now away.
Thought for a second we might see him lay out for it. Able to get there in time to where he does not have to. Now Noah Hennings representing the final hope for the Oilers tonight. As a fastball is called strike 1. This game, nearly 3 hours deep now. It's been a thriller. Well, it really was until the 7th when the Miners busted it open with 3 runs. As we've reached the 9th, 2 on and 2 out. Nate Rolka trying to close it out. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. The Miners, after losing 2 games in a row, look to pick up their second victory in as many nights. Rolka looks back the runner, now the 1-1. Time is called, and Rolka did not realize it. He still delivers. That one, a little bit awkward for everybody. Heidel has to backhand it. The umpire trying to give him some help.
Fans getting a bit restless as they want a Miners win on Alaska Club Day.
The Oilers trying to keep it going here. There's a 1-1 count to Hennings. That fastball is going to miss away. 2-1. Nate Rolka just trying to maximize the amount of time his family gets to see him play in person. That's all. He's done so without allowing a run to this point. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. And now a 2-1 to Hennings. Swings at it, pokes it out to second, and that soft line drive is caught for out number 3. Nathan Rose with it. Nate Rolka closes it out here in the 9th, and the Miners pick up victory number 8 of this young season. They win it 5-1.
Great game for the Miners all around. They pick up their 2nd win in a row. And they are just rolling, Trey, now 8-2 on the year.
They have been excellent to this point. And Howie, this is a team we saw get out to 6-0 as the high five line now commences here at Herman Brothers Field. But we didn't know what things were going to look like after they lost back-to-back games early in the week. They needed a bounce back, and they've got it. After a win at Chugiak, they pick up another victory here tonight under cloudy skies. A pitcher's duel until the 7th inning when it was busted open. Blake Avila getting back in the hit category, picking up another massive RBI in this game. As we kind of go through the numbers here, Howie, who stuck out to you?
I think I'm going to go with Nate Rolka with his parents in tow on a Saturday night. Rolka was excellent, nailed down the final 2 innings for the Miners. Nate Rolka, my player of the game. Trey, who are you going to go with in tonight's?
It's a tough one here. Several different guys I could go to, but I'm going to say Andrew Tillery. I know it's weird to go with 2 pitchers, but Tillery making his first start tonight. Struggled with some walks, with some control, kept his head in there. Only allowed 1 run right at the beginning as the Miners, off of his efforts, along with Rolka's and Owen Lesch's as well, pick up another win here tonight. We're going to be joined momentarily by head coach Tyler LeBrun, so don't go anywhere when we come back and interview with him as we discuss the Miners' 5-1 victory here tonight over the Kenai Peninsula Oilers. Don't go anywhere. This is Miners Baseball presented to you by Alaska Airlines as Matsu picks up another victory, and we will be joined by head coach Tyler LeBrun up next. The Matsu Miners pick up their 8th victory of this young season, 5-1, as they win it tonight over the Peninsula Oilers, as we are now joined by pitching coach James Dillard for the first time this season. Coach, excellent to have you up here in the booth. The pitching tonight, and really all season, has just been spectacular.
Right, all three guys gave us an opportunity tonight. It started with Andrew Tillery. He had a rough first inning. We threw a lot of pitches in the first inning, but he settled down in the second, third, and fourth, and then Owen worked himself out of a few jams, and then it was good to see, it was good to see Nate throw at the very end there, and he ate up 6 outs for us, and that's going to help us with the big string of games to come.
How has it been for your pitchers? You have 7 guys on the staff that haven't allowed an earned run. How has the pitching been so dominant through 10 games?
A lot of the credit goes to our catchers, both Brandon and Steve. Those guys work well with all the pitchers, and then we're on the same page. We're calling the game together, and like I said, a lot of the credit goes to those guys. Right now our defense is picking us up. We've thrown a lot of ground balls, a lot of double plays, and we're still throwing too many pitches. We're getting ourselves deep in count, and that's kind of hurting us. For example, Andrew Tillery tonight, he threw 80 pitches in 4 innings. We've got to figure out how to eliminate some of that, where he throws 80 pitches in 6 innings. So we still got some work to do, but we're trending in the right direction, and they're giving us an opportunity to win each night out, and that's the important thing.
Coach, we've kind of noticed a trend. A lot of guys work out of the stretch, runners on base or not. Talk about the philosophy behind that and kind of how it's working so far for your team.
Right. There's less movement. Whenever you're working out of the stretch position, there's less movement. Pitchers feel more comfortable in a stretch position because mechanically there's not a lot to mess up, so to speak. And so they feel comfortable in the stretch position, and so we've been fortunate, and it's easy to teach, and it's easy to correct it. When I make a mound visit, it's easy to correct it when you're in the stretch as opposed to the windup.
Ton of action at the top of the lineup card offensively in tonight's game. Carter Young with the stolen base, a hit and run that started a big 7th inning rally. Talk about the top of the lineup for the Miners.
Top of the lineup was really, really good tonight. In our 8 victories, I think you can go back and look and see top of the lineup's been on base for us in each of those wins. And we're kind of going to go how those guys go at the top, and they get on, and they're going to give our middle of the lineup an opportunity to drive them in. And so if you go back and look, probably like I said, at our 8 wins, the majority of those wins are going to be because of those guys at the top getting on base. And Coach Watson does a great job with them. T does a good job with them, and you know, they make my job as calling pitches. They make my job pretty easy.
Yeah, no doubt. You've always talked about your family from the time we met you back in October. Give them a shout out here, and talk about how their support, how much that has meant to you as we get into these first few weeks of Alaska.
Right, absolutely. I like I've told you guys, anytime we've talked, I couldn't be here without their support. And whether it's FaceTiming them each morning or just talking to them on the phone for a few minutes, it's tough. And we've got our countdown going. It's 22 more days till they're up here. so we're excited about that. But I mean, without Stephanie, my wife, doing what she's doing, on top of all this stuff that we've got going, she's also packing her house up because we're in the process of moving.
Oh my goodness.
So tip of the hat kind of goes out to her, and like I said, it's tough because you miss your family up here, and we've hung out with Tyler and Kyle quite a bit, but you start counting down the days till your family gets up here, and that's always a special time, and I get to share something neat with them being here in Alaska and kind of a bucket list.
Yeah, no doubt. Tip of the cap to her, as you said. Can't thank your family enough for letting you share this experience with us and everything else. Excited to meet them and see them in just a few weeks here now. As we got to thank you as well for such an excellent job with all these pitchers and such a fun start to this season. Coach, another great night of baseball as the Miners win it 5-1. They continue in this 8-game stretch. Tomorrow night, we will join you at 7 o'clock p.m. Be here on YouTube. 4 o'clock p.m. We have the matinee day game as it is Sunday baseball. Please be sure to join us on YouTube. For Howie Boxley, my name is Trey Becker. The Miners are 8-2 on the season with another win over the Peninsula Oilers. Have a